What up? Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. What's up? What's up? Oh yeah, man, a nice casual day where we're just gonna geek out, nerd out, get hyped about Dr. Freaking Doom. About Dr. Freaking Doom, man. Also, too, so I went out yesterday. Okay, a little bit of story time here, guys. So I went out yesterday, and I was looking for Dr. Doom stuff. You know, I was pretty excited. I just love Dr. Doom, right? So, you know, there's questions like, are we actually getting Dr. Doom, or is this like a Tony Stark variant? There's still all those questions there. And of course, you know, I think they'll be here for a while until we get clarity. So it might not be Dr. Doom. And let's be real too, right? You think about Thanos, even Thanos, who is awesome, right? And I love Thanos. And let me ask you a question, chat. Do you like Thanos? Do you like Thanos in the MCU? Do you like Thanos in the MCU? Oh, what did I just do there? I mean, who doesn't, right? Yeah, who doesn't? You guys know that's way different than Thanos in the comics, right? Thanos, I hate that fucker, says Kendall. Do you like him in a box? Do you like him with a fox? Thanos with a fox in a box sounds great to me. I much prefer comic Thanos, but of course, good answer. I mean, look, here's the main difference. The main difference between comic book Thanos and MCU Thanos. Comic book Thanos is a nihilist. He doesn't give a fuck or believe in anything. He wanted to impress Mistress Death. Like, all he wanted to do, he was literally like, I'm the baddest dude out. I don't give a fuck about anything. I don't care about nothing. I am the Mad Titan. And then as he was understanding more about the multiverse, he realized there was a female entity known as Mistress Death. And for whatever reason, Thanos became smitten with her. Yeah, he started simping for Mistress Death. Bro, he does everything he does as far as the snap going on Thanos' quest to get all the stones and all that shit. He does all of that just to try to get Mistress Death to be interested in him. And by the way, she wasn't really feeling it either. It was like really funny, man. She does all that. He does all that shit, and he snaps, and then she won't even give him the time of day, which, you know, women, am I right? But I mean, look, that's what I mean is Thanos. Thanos. Think about it. We love Thanos. We love comic book Thanos. What did they do to Thanos in the MCU? Well, they gave him more of a character motivation. You know, he's not a nihilist. He cares. You know, there's passionate aspects to him, but he's also like so hell-bent on his mission that indomitable will is like the prevailing characteristic of Thanos in the MCU. But my point is, we love Thanos. You know what I mean? And we love him in spite of the fact that he is not comic book Thanos, right? So Dr. Doom in the MCU looks like it's going to be a Stark variant. You know what I mean? Kang has none of that. Who? Kang? Who? No, I'm just playing. But yeah, so like it really does seem like Dr. Doom in the MCU probably going to be a Stark variant that goes evil and becomes Dr. Doom. Right? It just is what it is. However, yeah, at least until the reboot. There's a part of me, right, that's like, oh man, you know, and that's kind of a bummer, and I think that we'll discuss that more and whatnot. But guys, just as a massive Doctor Doom fan, right? I mean, I love Doctor Doom. I'm excited because I think Doctor Doom is finally going to get his due in pop culture in the same way that comic book sweaties. How massive of a fan are you? Massive, bro. I love Doctor Doom. But like, yo, walk with me on this. Walk with me on this, chat, because this is something I've been thinking about, right? Doom is gonna get his fair due in pop culture. If they do anywhere near what they did with Thanos, bro, Sweaty's new Thanos, right? We saw the Avengers post-credit scene. We were like, oh shit, nobody knew who that dude was. You know, 10 years later or 8 years later or whatever it was, the whole world knows Thanos. Thanos is a memeable thing, constantly brought up. Thanos is everywhere. If they do anything like that to Thanos, turn the lights down and describe how massive. Look, you're picking up what I'm setting down, chat, right? Like, I think you're smelling what I'm stepping in. You get what I'm saying. If they do anything like that, man, Doom is about to have his due. And oh my God, do we need it? Also, can I just say this too? You know, we talk about this version of Doom and, you know, maybe it's not the perfect Doom. Do you guys realize we had 2 other versions of Doom already in live action? 3, if you count the Cronenberg thing that got leaked. Right? So you've got Nip Tuck homie, Victor Von Doom. You've got weird ass hacker guy, Victor Von Doom. So don't sit here and try to fucking tell me, oh my God, they're gonna ruin Doctor Doom. Bitch, please. As far as most people are concerned, as far as a lot of normies and just people, dude, Doctor Doom is, they've already ruined him twice. You know what I mean? I like the first version better than the second one, but it's not really Doom. And I think here's kind of where I'm going with that. And look, man, I'm just spitballing here. We're just talking. You know what I mean? We're just chilling. Hey, thanks, Eggy. I appreciate that, man. On Twitter. Appreciate you. Let me just kind of continue to talk about this a little bit. You know what I mean? We're going to ease into this today, and then I'll get official, and we'll talk about announcements and whatnot, right? Thanos in the MCU. God damn it. I might have to do a whole video about this just to really deep dive into this. But, like, you've got Thanos doing absolutely epic shit in the MCU, like beating the fuck out of Hulk, dragging Thor by his head, killing Loki. You know what I mean? Like ripping Vision's head apart, dusting half the universe. I mean, like, dude, you've got so many of these iconic, like, goddamn kind of moments. I mean, when Thanos took the Power Stone off of the gauntlet and punched Brie Larson in the face, we all cheered. Like so much iconic shit that was done. And remember this too, chat. Did he do this iconic shit in the 10 years leading up to these movies? Anybody? It was the stomach. Okay, fine. D-Stone. Jeez, you get the point, though. Did we get any of those iconic moments in the lead up to it? Yeah, no. Did you get any of those moments outside of the 2 movies? No. So as we begin to think about Doctor Doom in 2 movies, right? Do you realize we're getting that done by the same team that gave us all of those Thanos things? I mean, like, it's not Brolin, but it's the Russo brothers. It's one of the writers there. It's Marvel Studios. So, like, I say all of that to say, I can't wait for the iconic Doom shit. Like, Downey is going to give us some iconic Doom shit, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to get, if he's real, and you don't pay what they're paying. By the way, have you guys seen what they're paying these motherfuckers? Oh my God. Oh my God. You know, it's crazy. They also gave us Smart Hulk and Fat Thor. Yeah, of course. But they also gave us, like, Thanos. Like, you can't ignore the point I'm trying to make. You might not like other aspects, but the point I'm making is, like, super sound. Thanos is an iconic comic book villain, and the Russos did justice to Thanos, even though he's very different than the comic book version. So much so that, like, bro, like, Thanos is him now. You know, you see Thanos in a video game now, like, everybody's gonna be like, oh my God, you see Thanos. Like, justice was served to Thanos. And I think justice will be served for Doctor Doom. Okay? So, here's the other thing. And the whole reason I even said that, and I'm going to start catching on chats in just a second. What's up, Noah, over on Twitch? What's up, Twitch gang? Here's what I'm trying to say, chat. Are you listening? Linda, are you listening to me? Are you guys even hearing what I'm saying? I went out yesterday, and I was so excited, dude. I wanted to find Doctor Doom shit. You know? Figures, posters, shirts, merchandising, any and everything that was Doctor Doom. I went out there, okay? And I'm telling you, we went around. We hit a lot of different stores. A lot of different stores, a lot of different places. There's no fucking Doctor Doom shit anywhere. Guys, there's no Doctor Doom shit anywhere. I found, let me show you what I found yesterday. And it was actually at the first place we went. The Exchange, which I also recommend, guys, if you have an Exchange near you, get out there and try to get some Doctor Doom shit, because they have not adjusted the prices yet, and Doom stuff is going nuts right now. A lot of, like, Doom comic books are upticking. A lot of Doom figurines, statues, things are, like, becoming very, very popular, right? So we went to the Exchange, and I found this Doctor Doom Funko Pop, God Emperor Doom. Holy shit. Holy shit. I found this Marvel Zombies Doctor Doom Funko Pop. And then I found this Monster Hunter Doctor Doom Funko Pop. Okay? That's it. Now, I'm excited that we found these things. And I do want to do some giveaways for them. I'm gonna push the giveaways to Friday. I'll talk about why in a second here, but just follow me on this point, okay? So we go out, we get a bunch of Doctor Doom stuff. Dude, we go to a bunch of stores, man. A bunch of stores. No Doctor Doom stuff. And I had this realization where I was like, damn, like, this is like pre-MCU Doctor Doom. Like, this is the world right now before MCU Doctor Doom. After we go through what we're about to go through, which they did not delay this shit, right? So you're talking about 2026, 2027. After that happens, you will be able to find Doctor Doom stuff way more often in all kinds of different places. You will literally be able to probably buy a Doctor Doom mask at Disney World. At Disney World. Now, I have all sorts of mixed feelings about that, because it's sort of weird, but, like, if I'm at Disney World with my family and there's Doctor Doom stuff, fuck yeah, I'm going to be purchasing the Doctor Doom stuff. My whole point is, you'll have to look at the Exchange in Erie. Don't bother. I cleaned it out, and that's all they had were those Funkos. But yeah, do you see what I'm saying? Like, this, we're living in a world here before the sort of marketing machine and all of the big time Marvel stuff starts to cook. Now, it has sort of happened in comic books, which was kind of a hint maybe at what they were cooking, because Doom's been really doing a lot in comics lately. It felt like that was an intentional kind of thing going on, but Doom's always, like, doing shit in comics. He's awesome, right? But again, like, just going out yesterday and, like, not being able to find Doctor Doom stuff, I was like, man, like the world just doesn't know. People just don't know. And honestly, even though Robert Downey Jr. Doom will likely be very different than a regular Victor, we still don't know for sure, but that's kind of what it seems like. I'm still excited for the fucking world to begin to know about Doctor Doom, recognize the mask, get some cool lines, and like understand about Doom. I am legitimately really, really excited for that. And so just like based on that alone, I'm fucking excited, man. I'm excited. We're literally in the age of Doom. And I'm happy to be here. That's the point, okay? Now, I want to catch up on chats, but let me just give you a little bit of show notes stuff, okay? So, tomorrow is the first of the month, and we are going to be streaming tomorrow morning. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about, but we're going to be streaming tomorrow morning. So, because we got over the 2,000 members, which, let me put that shit up there. Holy cow, can't believe it. You guys are so generous. Because we got up over the 2,000 members, we're now going to be streaming 4 days a week. So we're going to stream Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Friday. So tomorrow begins the first Thursday stream. Should be super chill. So come on by tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. Small thing that we're doing different this week, though. There will not be a member stream tonight. Okay, and I apologize about that, but there's a lot of stuff I'm trying to work on and get ready for. We were deep diving on Deadpool this month, so we're going to just take a break this week on the member streams. We will come back to the member streams next week. And I think we got a deep dive on Doctor Doom, but also maybe Doctor Doom and Iron Man, really like investigating that sort of a thing. And of course, today we will be deep diving on Doom himself. We're going to watch a shit ton of Doctor Doom videos. It's going to be super fun. But that's kind of the TLDR of what's going on. So no member stream tonight, stream tomorrow morning, stream Friday morning, and then next week we will have a bunch of stream, being our regular thing going on next week. And Rossi, thanks for the 5 gifted, man. Appreciate you. Okay, so now I want to catch up on chat, so I'll catch up on a few of these. I wanted to maybe, before we get into the videos where we start like watching all the Doctor Doom stuff, I wanted to see what some of your guys' theories are with RDJ Doctor Doom. I posted about this on Discord yesterday, so I'll try to find some of that on Discord. I know some people have some crazy theories via Twitter and some stuff like that, so I'd like to talk about our theories for Doctor Doom and RDJ and all of that. But let's catch up on a couple of these real quick. Okay, VM says, remember, for 3 months, there's currently a promotion that gives you 3 months of Apple TV when you buy a gift or a sub in Twitch. Yeah, okay, interesting. That's crazy. I didn't know about that. Dude, I like Apple TV a lot, but apparently it's losing crazy money, and I think they might start changing it. So watch Apple TV now while you can, when they're still spending way too much money on it. Rayumbo says, the What If story Rob covered where Doom and Tony switch bodies was a dollar bin book a week ago. Sold, it just sold a 9.8 for $2,500. What a world. Hype is real. Yeah, a lot of Doctor Doom books are seeing a price increase, and it's going to be interesting because it can't be all of them, although I suppose a lot of them can sell just based off of that hype. But, yeah, Doctor Doom books are crushing right now. I have a copy of the Doom from 2024, first printing. That book is, I haven't seen it really uptick yet, but it's already an expensive book. It was between like a $50 and $100 book, just for the issue in general. Yeah, it is wild to watch how that market has been responding. But even these Funkos, like, dude, I'm pretty sure these Funkos are all gone up in, especially this one right here, the white one, Doctor Doom, limited edition, 2020 spring convention. This thing's probably going crazy right now. But yeah, it's fun. That's kind of a fun aspect of the whole thing too. Coldly Bear says, I have a theory. He could be a Tony Stark variant of Howard and Maria that gave him up, a universe where he's adopted by Werner and Cynthia Von Doom. Yeah, I've seen people talk about this. That could absolutely be true. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think it'll be a Tony Stark variant that gets adopted and becomes Victor? I've seen some other people think about that. Yeah. Oh no, did he really tweet? Adam, how could you derail like that? Did he say something about Mr. Beast? Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. Oh God, why? Okay, well, there you go. Good for him. Okay. Anyways, we're talking about Doctor Doom, not Dr. Disrespect. That was your first theory? Adam ruined the stream again? I mean, he's trying, you know. Mr. Beast is the real Doom? Absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Like, I look, like, let me just be real with you guys. There are very reliable people saying both right now. Okay, so Jeff Steiner talked about this. He said he heard it's a Tony Stark variant. Alex Perez, if you listened yesterday, the Cosmic Circus dropped a big podcast and Alex was like chiming in on it. Alex believes it's Tony. And he believes that because he was told for a long time they were trying to get RDJ back as an evil version of Tony. And the whole idea, like the whole thing they wanted to do was have the face of the MCU, quite literally, like, and especially baby face if you're in wrestling terms, right? The face of the MCU becomes the heel. That's the whole thing. Like, they just wanted that. That's, like, juicy. And I get it. It's cool. It's fun in a story perspective, right? But there are also other reliable people out there, some sources that I have, that think and have heard it's Victor. What's the guy? There's this other guy. Oh, man, I'd have to find... Maybe it's on Reddit. Let me see if I can find this on Reddit. There was another pretty reliable person that said it's Victor. Let me see if I can find it. I wonder if it's in this Reddit, actually. Yeah, here we go. World of Real. Jordan Rumi. He said it won't be a Tony Stark variant. It's just Victor Von Doom. So, like, as far as I am concerned right now, we do not know. Right? Russo brothers said it's Victor. Of course, but like here, let me give you an example of how it could be both. So, if Stark, like, because my theory, looks like we're just gonna have to jump ahead to my theory. Okay, listen to this, chat. Here's my theory. Variant of Tony, Sokovia happens, it devastates him mentally. He, instead of just joining with the Avengers and then actually kind of going against them via the Sokovia Accords, and like his guilt of Sokovia leads him to, you know, become working with the government, Civil War, all that stuff, right? So what I would do is have a variant of Tony that does that, and instead of that, he relinquishes the title of Tony Stark. He relinquishes his identity, his name, his wealth, everything, and just goes to live among the Sokovian people and try to help them with technology on his own. As he's doing this, he picks a new name for himself. He calls himself Victor Von Doom, because what I would do is, like, in the wake of Sokovia, Tony in our universe decides to be more heroic. Even though he's misguided in Civil War, he's trying to be heroic, and he keeps trying to be heroic, and that's like his thing, right? Well, maybe this guy decides, this variant of Tony is like, well, the heroes just fucked everything up. Maybe what the world needs isn't a hero. Maybe what the world needs is a villain. And then he picks the name Victor Von Doom. And then I would have him using technology and stuff. Because remember, he literally built that in a cave in the desert. Remember, it's a meme. Well, what's to say he can't just go into Sokovia and start building shit, right? So that's what I would do. Then I would have him, like Scarlet Witch, who of course is Sokovian, right? Scarlet Witch finds him. And initially she's going to kill him because she realizes he's Tony Stark. But he's not Tony Stark anymore. He's Victor Von Doom. That's his name. And she maybe reads his mind like she did in Ultron. But instead of seeing the stuff that she saw with Tony, she sees something completely different. And maybe then she begins to teach Victor sorcery. So then you have a Tony Stark variant calling himself Victor Von Doom, living in Sokovia. He finds the Scarlet Witch, learns magic, begins to use magic and technology to sort of go crazy. And then what I would do is I would have some multiversal force. So perhaps it's Kang, perhaps it's the TVA or something like that. And they take Wanda out. And this Victor Von Doom loved Wanda. And now he begins to try to take over the multiverse because of that and that realization and stuff like that. Okay. So look, that's just one theory and people have mixed feelings on it, as I can see. But that's what I mean is like that character is Victor Von Doom and Tony Stark. He is technically both. You know what I mean? So that, that's a possible scenario. There's the mind swipe thing. The mind swipe thing seems really crazy. You lost me talking about Wanda. Why is that? They get married in the comics. Wanda and Doom get married. Wanda and Doom have worked before several different times. Doom's mother was a witch. I think you need some witch or some magical thing. And I think if you're playing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe toys, why not use the fact that there's a prophecy about Wanda? Wanda has some kind of relevance to the multiverse overall. And in a lot of universes, Wanda is a very dangerous and powerful figure. There was a character, Valeria, not the child of Reed and Sue, but the actual Valeria that Doom loved. That was his love interest. And she is... he loves her, but it's also like part of why he has to give up his humanity completely, because there's a moment where Doom's actually trying to make it work with her. And then she's used against him by another party. And he just realizes, he's like, I can't be like normal people. So I can't be with you, Valeria. And like goes a different way. And I think like in some ways, and it's a totally nerdy thing to do, but I think in some ways we're overthinking it, because look, we're really off the rails here, but you know what? Let's go to the polls. I want to ask you guys, and make sure you understand what I'm asking here. I'm asking you what you think Marvel will do. I am not asking you what you want. I'm asking you what you think Marvel's going to do. Okay? Okay. What will Marvel do? Tony variant. Actual Victor. What do you think they will do? And one of the threats here, so this is why, because I think it's just an RDJ variant. I think it's a Tony variant. I 100% think they're going to do a Tony variant, okay? But there are reliable people that are saying it's just Victor. That's the only thing that's tripping me up, is there are reliable people that are just saying it's Victor Von Doom. Def overthinking it, but that's fair. I mean, that's what we're here to do, right? Overthink it together and get mad at each other. If you don't think I'm right, I'm mad at you. Ah! They're lying or being lied to. They called him Victor in the reveal. No? Yeah, they did. Yeah. And Richie says, I get it's exciting and incites ideas, but they said he's Victor. RDJ said he likes playing complicated characters. It's just going to be Victor. Oh, man, I'd be willing to bet a lot of money that it's not. Like, I will literally take bets. If you're willing to lose money and you're very confident that it's Victor, seriously, hit me up. We can work something out. Hit me up, for real. I will take several bets. I'm super confident. Because, I mean, think about this. You have to follow the money. The money makes it make sense. Okay? Josh has a great track record on making bets. Hey, you shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Here's the thing, guys. Do you realize how much they're paying Robert Downey Jr.? Do you guys realize how much they're paying this motherfucker? Like, we need to talk about this. Okay, we need to talk about this. Because you know how I was saying last week that I'm getting everything I want? That's not technically true. You know the person that's getting everything they want? That's Robert fucking Downey Jr. Okay? So let's try to break this fucking thing down. They're not paying him enough. Well, let's talk about it first. First off, RDJ was being courted, and look, I'm just going to tell you what's out there. It's not ironclad. We can speculate about it, right? But here's what's out there. Marvel had been courting Robert for a while, probably over a year, maybe even more. They wanted evil Iron Man. They wanted evil Robert Downey Jr. That's what Alex is saying. You can listen to the podcast he did yesterday. That's what he's reporting. Lines up with other things that I heard too. All the way back to Multiverse of Madness, there were people telling me, bro, no, it's not Tom Cruise. If anything, it would be Robert. They want to do an evil Robert. Okay, so I'm talking like years. This has been in the works. Okay. Robert was being courted. According to Jeff Snyder, who, by the way, seems like he's fucking on it, Johnny on the spot. Maybe not 100%, but I mean, we have to admit, he was the only one that had RDJ's doom. Snyder has had a lot of stuff right, okay? Snyder says Marvel was rejecting the Russos' proposal. Okay? So, like, Marvel wanted Robert, wasn't crazy about Russos. Robert says, I will only do this if you bring the Russos back. Okay? So Robert dictates the Russos coming back. That's how bad they wanted this guy back. Oh, by the way, they're splitting $80 million between them. The Russos. Man, get you some friends like Robert Downey Jr. Are you kidding me? $40 million each in the fucking bank just because Robert said, I will not return unless it's them. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, according to the Variety article, Robert's getting well over $80 million. I take that to mean probably 120 to 140. He's probably getting 120, 60 per. Okay? He's getting a private jet, Mickey Mouse's jet. They literally went into Mickey Mouse's jet. They kicked his ass off of the jet. It's Downey's now. Okay? Downey is getting a town built for him in London where they're shooting. And and I'm exaggerating there, but not by much. They're going to build Downey a little city where he will be pampered. He will bring the cast and the crew there to be pampered. It's very similar to what he was doing in the Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame shit, right? They're building him a town. Okay? I sound butthurt about it? Okay, well, you're missing my tone here because I fucking love it, dude. That's my goat. I love it. Okay? But it is crazy. He's also apparently, and this is rumored, this did not come from one of the Hollywood trades, but it did come from somebody reliable, and somebody helped me find out where this came from. Robert Downey Jr. is apparently going to make an additional $40 million, $40 million to do the post-credit scene of the Fantastic Four. Do you know what the Fantastic Four stars are getting? Less than half of that. Now, why does that matter? Because it means they're probably not paying all of that money for him to just be Victor Von Doom. Okay? So, like, it's very unlikely. Like, just put the pieces together. Put the pieces together. If it was just going to be Victor, they could save a lot of money by not picking the one fucking guy that you would have to pay that much money to get. Because do you know why Robert has that deal? We've talked about this before, right? But meanwhile, the crew are making like 17 to 20 an hour. Yeah, and they're probably overpaid too. I'm going to be honest. I'm just playing. But do you know why this deal happened? Marvel updates. Who do they source in that? That's probably the 40 million thing, right? Okay, so yeah. So unreliable source there. Unreliable source there, okay? And also probably not real. I wouldn't be surprised if he's making huge money though, because here's the thing. Here's why Robert has this deal. When Robert made the first Iron Man movie, I think it was paid like 100 to 300 grand. That's it. He took points on the back end, percentage of the movie. He also did not have an extended contract. It was a one film contract. Okay. Now, part of this was because Robert was considered so risky. There was huge insurance costs because, like, dude, guys, a lot of you guys don't remember the stories. Robert Downey Jr. literally woke up in the wrong house one time after a bender and, like, freaked everybody out. It was like this big thing. The dude was wild. So it was a big risk on Marvel's part to have him, and, you know, he couldn't get a huge upfront check. So he gets a one picture deal and he does 100 to 300 grand. So after that movie blew the fuck up, not only did Robert get a shit ton of money on the back end, but when it came time to negotiate the next one, oh my God, the leverage was crazy. So that's why he was making the money that he was making. He was making like 30 to 60 million on each appearance. Each appearance. Right? So he has that contract and there's nothing Marvel can do about it. Going to Downey means spending a shit ton of money. You know what I mean? So, you got to pay this guy. So here's the thing. If you think about what Alex was saying, right? You've got Marvel very interested in essentially turning their babyface into a heel. They just love that idea of having evil Iron Man. Now, maybe they were cooking some Doom stuff too, because that's a whole nother thing. It feels like there were very obvious teases and hints at Doom. And if we go all the way back to Jeff Snyder, who again has been proven to be pretty Johnny on the spot. Snyder said his source told him, and remind you, this is one of his most reliable sources ever, said that Doctor Doom was always the villain of Secret Wars. Not a villain, the villain. And that probably means, although we're not 100%, that probably means Doctor Doom was always going to steal the power and kick Kang's ass and become the big bad of Secret Wars. At least that's what it seems like, right? So I guess my question, when did the Doctor Doom plan and the evil Iron Man plan become the same plan? When did those become the same plan? Because it fucking shocked everybody, right? That had to be somewhat of a late change to the plan. They didn't. Well, that's again, like, after everything I've just said, if you still don't think that this is a Robert Downey Jr. variant, I don't know what to do for you. Like, what are they paying Robert for? What are they paying RDJ that crazy amount of money for? Like, you guys are not being logical. To act. That's such a stupid answer. I mean, there's just so many actors out there. And Doctor Doom, although I love Doom, I mean, it's not even like the character requires crazy range. Doom is, I mean, they can literally do Doom the way they do Pedro Pascal. Meaning, grab up an actor with a good voice, body double, pay some motherfucker body doubling, and then you don't even have to pay the person that is Doom anywhere near the amount of money. Like, why would you pay that amount of money? Like, you guys just, like, that's so silly. You pay Robert because you want the Iron Man connection. You want it. You want grandmas, uncles, nephews, aunts, normies to be like, Iron Man is the villain now? That's what you're paying for. Bro wears a mask. I'm still so confused. Yeah, but here's the thing. Doctor Doom doesn't always wear a mask. And in fact, post Secret Wars, he takes his mask off quite a bit. According to My Time to Shine, you're going to see Doctor Doom take his mask off a lot. And she says that's because they got Robert Downey Jr. to do it. They want you to see Robert Downey Jr.'s face on Doctor Doom's body. They literally went into our toy bin. They took the Doctor Doom toy. They popped his head off. They took the Iron Man toy. They popped his head off. And they stuck the head on there. And they said, wouldn't this be cool? That is what is happening right now. The internet said he never takes it off. Oh, Jesus. Oh, jeez. Don't like it. Here, let's, I want to catch up on these chats, but here. I want to go over this right here with you guys. And let's look and see what these people are saying, too. It is Reddit, and it's a bunch of stinkies. Okay. By the way, let's look at the... I cannot believe there are... Look at this split right now. What will Marvel do? You know what? You guys did not follow the instructions. You guys voted on what you wanted. You guys voted on what you wanted. You are the prime stinky? That might be true. You might be onto something there. Just give us real Victor. Oh my God. Okay. I can't believe this poll. 53% of you say Tony variant. 47% of you say actual Victor. I just think that's crazy. I think that's crazy. Okay, I want to show you this. Pretty interesting thread I saw on the old Twitters over there. Now, mind you, this is on the regular Marvel Studios post. It says here, don't be swayed by online discourse. The RDJ decision is already paying off. If you only checked Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, you might think RDJ decision was terrible and that they are in it for a horrible time. Yet, with this single decision and reveal, the MCU is back in full force on popular discourse. The RDJ reveal is the 15th most viewed video on Instagram's history. That's actually true. It's pretty crazy. My friends and family who are normies and used to enjoy the MCU back then are already talking about it again and are hyped. You will see people saying he should get new creatives and new faces. That's what the MCU should do, all that stuff. But for the last 5 years, that's what the MCU did. You had new faces, new actors, new writers, and directors behind everything. Where did that take us? To Shittown, USA. I'll answer the question. It took us to Schitt's Creek, USA. Clearly, despite the online talk, what general audiences want is the old MCU back. Duh! As I've been saying for 2 fucking years! Back to formula. This guy probably watches the show. So you can type as much as you want that Disney and Marvel Studios are desperate, that they should go for new things and all that. But it sure looks like this decision to bring back the old gang is already paying off. Let's see if they can pull it off. Also, comics purists worry about them changing Doom somehow. Have you guys not followed the MCU? Changing most characters at this point? Like, come on. Pretty much every project mixes and matches a bunch of comics and changes their characters. Thanos was completely different from comic Thanos, and everybody loved it. That's also true. Don't draw a hard line in the sand. Wait and see what happens. I think they will surprise us. Before we read all the stinky Redditor replies here, what do you think about this post? W or L, chat? Is this a W post or an L post? W or L? Oh, look, couple W's coming in. L, go rage bait, Josh. Okay, L, W. We have a newborn. W, W, W. Look at all these W's. Josh wrote this on his alt. Wouldn't that be funny? L, W, 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 W. Yeah, you see what I mean? Well, my mates are chatting about it too. They are nowhere near as nerdy as me. That's what I mean. It's like, you got to understand something here, guys. Although I think we drive a lot of the discourse, we don't fill all the seats. I mean, just look at, guys, you gotta fucking read the tea leaves and see what's going on here. I know there are all sorts of people that want all sorts of things. But look at what is happening. This guy is right. All the shit they tried all the new directors. Feige literally did what he never did during the Infinity Saga, and he put hands up. And he let motherfuckers do their thing. And guess what? It was ass. Not all of it. Some of it was chill, but a lot of it was ass. They tried the new Avengers. They tried that shit, man. It was ass. Okay? They lost the plot, they lost the hype, they lost everything. And where did that take them? Back to RDJ. Okay? But for people that just fucking loved Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as a villain? Guys, they don't even know who Doctor Doom is. We know who Doctor Doom is. They don't even know. It's literally just based on the main hero, Iron Man, is back as a villain. We just watched Deadpool and Wolverine. Right? Deadpool Wolverine, by the way, made more money than the Marvels in a single weekend. It's a crowd pleaser. It's nostalgic. It's filled with cameos. It's just fun, dude. Normies loved it. I've not seen normies embrace a movie like this in Marvel in a long time. Maybe No Way Home was the last time. Like, I'm talking about, like, at the bar, people come up to you. At the gym, people come up to you. They see you wearing some Deadpool shit. Like, people want to be excited and celebrate this stuff. And, like, Deadpool Wolverine is not Winter Soldier. It's not Infinity War. It's not Civil War. It's not any of those movies. It's just a fun romp doing the dope shit you want with those characters. Guys, Secret Wars, even though I love Hickman's Secret Wars and I think there's depth there, Secret Wars in the 80s was just to sell toys. It was as simple as this. Let's put all of our best heroes, all of our best villains, and let them battle it out in a comic book event. And guess what? It lacked some serious substance. But it was fun. It was fucking fun. That's what normies care about, dude. That's what normies care about. They don't give a shit that Doom's mom's not going to be a witch. They don't give a shit that he might not go to college with Reed Richards. Bro, they do not care. They don't. They want to see Robert Downey Jr. in a fucking green hood, some badass armor, and we want to see him casting crazy fucking spells, you know, doing some kind of Cassandra Nova Thanos-esque shit, just going fucking crazy. We want to see the face of the hero of the sacred timeline as he smiles while he boils motherfuckers alive. That's what we want. We want that. Okay, anyway, sorry, I'll get off my soapbox. Let's see what these thinkies have to say. It's always been about the casuals. They know the dedicated fans will show up regardless, even if some of us are disappointed by the decision. The casuals are the most important part of the audience. 100%. 100%. I can't even. I literally can't even with Reddit. It's just so hard, man. You know, sometimes, like, you guys, sometimes you guys can be stinkies. And the chat's like, oh, God. But you guys are so much better than Discord. Holy or Reddit. Holy shit. Okay, let me catch up on some chats here. Let's catch up on some chats, shall we? And then we'll get into watching some Deadpool videos. Or Doom videos. I think that was literally the third chat. We literally got 3 chats in, and then I had to go on a whole tangent. My God. Also, can you guys like the video? Smash a like on the stream. Appreciate you. You guys, you're so sweet. You're so nice. Okay. Does all of this end with Dr. Doom helping beat King Thanos or Thanos helping to beat Dr. Doom? What or who do you think is the end villain? Okay. So when it was Kang, that might have been on the table. But when you're paying Robert Downey Jr. $100+ million for 2 movies, he's the villain. Like, we need to let go. Like, again, there's a lot of fun theories. There's a lot of fun speculation that we can have. But guys, there is no way in hell they are going to pay this man that money and have a different main villain. There is no way that that's going to happen. We don't care about the money. You don't need to care about the money, Carl. You need to care about what the money signifies. The money signifies Doom is the big bad. 100%. Doom is the big bad. Will there be other villains? Absolutely. I actually have a really fun video that's going to drop later today discussing a crazy theory I have that will probably make some of you go, oh my God, and make some of you go, no, you know, but it is what it is. I think they're going to go even crazier. I think Robert Downey Jr. as Doom is just the beginning. It's just the start of what you're about to see. So I think there absolutely will be a multiversal Masters of Evil or a Cabal or a Dark Avengers that this Doctor Doom assembles. Absolutely, 100%. John Cross says, has Downey Doom been planned for years? I remember they said they cut Doctor Doom from the post-credit scene of Black Panther 2 because they didn't want to overshadow the tribute to Chad. Yeah, so as far as I understand it, that Doctor Doom plan was real, but it existed before Chad passed. So after Chad passed, they changed it. They basically went away from Doom pretty hard. But they were going to do that. They were going to set Doom up in that movie. One has to wonder, were they going to set up a 616 Doom that was going to be separate from this thing? Possible. And then as far as like Downey's Doom, it's hard to say because it really wasn't on anybody's radar. But evil version of Tony Stark, that has been a long-standing rumor. They wanted evil Tony Stark. Like, that is, they absolutely wanted evil Tony Stark, and they wanted it because they knew it would be shocking. You know what I mean? So, it's hard to say. When did the Doom thing become a part of that? I'm not really sure. And also, thank you for the 10, brother. Ben says, Doom, let's fucking go, Josh, Nerd Avengers for life. Appreciate you, brother. Meet Normus says, didn't Papa Feige call RDJ Victor after the reveal? Can RDJ do a Latvian accent, or will he Halle Berry this version as Victor? I mean, if he wants an accent that comes and goes, Scarlet Witch can teach him how to do that too, you know what I mean? Yes, they called him Victor. So, I mean, I'm just going to tell you how I feel about this. If you think them calling him Victor is some ironclad piece of evidence, I mean, I don't see it. You know what I mean? Like, I just legitimately don't see it, man. Yeah. The Exodus says, have you seen the theory that the anchor beings are the MCU's answer to Owen Reese? Is Wanda's prophecy to destroy the multiverse still in play? Yeah, I've seen that theory, and that's interesting. You know, I like this anchor being thing. By the way, I think the anchor being for 616 is actually Doctor Strange. And people found videos years ago of Feige saying that. Now, they could change it to Peter Parker, 616, but I think it's Stephen Strange, which is kind of wild. Big Pab says, finally became a member. Hell yeah, brother. Appreciate you, man, and appreciate the first super chat. Thank you. John says, let's collect Doom stuff throughout August and have a Doom potluck at the end of the month and swap and stuff. Oh, that could be fun. Yeah. That could be cool, man. Again, Rossi, thanks for the 5 gifted. John Cross says, deep dive on Downey's films to prove these fools. He can be a great, fucking great Doom. Yeah, I mean, of course. Bro, I mean, look, that's a whole nother discussion, right? It's like, okay, well, what are they going to do with him? Because I said in my video, and let me just be on the record here, I do not want a quippy Doom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do not want a quippy Doom. Now, Doom can be funny. You know what I mean? Doom can be funny, but he is not Tony Stark. He cannot be popping off at the mouth trying to be really funny. Hell no, bro. Like, Doom has to be reserved, abrasive, speak in third person. Like, there's just some requirements there. You know what I mean? Yeah. But we'll see how they do it. Space Trek Serial TM says, with 2-time coming in the MCU, is Gambit there too? Oh, with X coming in? That is a huge mystery. We don't know for sure. I would love for that to be the case. I also hope they do, you know, Elise and I were talking about this yesterday because we were going around looking for Doom stuff. We were like, dude, it'd be great if they had X-23, Gambit, Blade, Elektra. If they had all the people in Deadpool and Wolverine as like action figures, that would be sick, dude. I would totally get a Channing Tatum Gambit figure. Hell yeah. That'd be awesome. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Chillin says, please explain Exchange and how to find it. Nerd Adventures for Life, take my money. Okay, so Exchange is like Plato's Closet, but for like nerdy shit. All kinds of stuff, to be honest with you. But y'all know about Exchange, right? Game over, Jesse. What do I think about it? I think it's cool. I mean, I think he... Look, first of all, Robert wouldn't do it if he didn't want to. So he wants to do it. He wants to be Doom. And I still think whatever version they cook up, it's going to be better than the last two Dooms we got. And it sets up a triumphant return for actual Iron Man. It perfectly sets up Iron Man coming back to help defeat this Doom. And you've got good Iron Man versus evil Iron Man. It's epic, dude. Yeah, it's just called The Exchange. Yeah, okay, so some people haven't heard of it. So you go in there, you could sell stuff. So you got like old comics or old video games and stuff. You could sell them to them. And then you can buy stuff. It's all like used stuff, but yeah. So we went in there and I found these pops there, man. And as I was checking out, the person at the front was like, literally said to me, you know, this was really smart of you because we haven't adjusted our prices yet, and I'm sure these things are going to blow up because they have to look online to like price match and stuff like that. So I got them super cheap. I got all these Doctor Dooms super cheap. So if you have an exchange, yeah, it's like a pawn shop kind of. Yeah, if you have an exchange near you, go in there and get some Doom stuff and send it to me. Send it to me. Sell me one. Well, I might do a giveaway for all of these, bro. I'm thinking about doing a giveaway for all these on Friday. And I actually have another store I'm trying to go to. What's the price? Let me find out. Let's look this up. I actually am super curious about what the price of this Funko is now. I wonder if it's shot up at all. Doctor Doom Funko. Oh, wow. So this one that I got here, guys, this goes for $80. Although there's a couple cheap ones on here that might... Oh, dude, somebody's trying to sell one for $150. Bro. Yeah, so there... Dude. People are trying to sell... The market's all over the place right now, but I promise you these are all going up. People are trying to sell them right now for 100, 200, 300. There's a couple listed for 400 or 500. I'm telling you right now. That's a hot item. Yeah, 225 there. So they're gonna go up. And especially this one here, which, I mean, you know, I'll give the other two away. This one I might not be able to give away. Because it's God Emperor Doom and it's a limited edition from 2020. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. This is probably, within the next couple of weeks, a $200 to $500 Funko Pop. Yeah. So I don't know if we'll give that one away. Also, that Doctor Doom book, which I gotta go find my copy. It's out there somewhere. But dude, that comic was already like a $50 to $100 comic. I bet that comic shoots up too. 100%. 100 max? Nah, man. Just watch. And hey, look, we'll find out in a couple of weeks. We'll look at it. Remind me, Sajid. A couple of weeks from now. In fact, from 2 weeks from now, brother, you need to hit me up and be like, Josh, check the price. And then we'll check it out. Maybe you're right, but maybe I'm right. I wonder what the VV Doom is going for. Bro, I'm not going to lie to you. Shit made me want to get back on VV. I haven't been on VV in forever. I don't even know how to get back into my account. But I had thousands of dollars of shit on VV, including that Doctor Doom. So, yeah. Anyway, okay, let's get back to the chats. We're getting distracted here. Okay, Vincent says, I really hope we get a traditional Doctor Doom after RDJ. I'm just not a fan if he's a Stark variant. Victor's rival with Reed deserves to be shown. Look, I 100% agree with you. Guys, I am a massive Doctor Doom fan. I get you, bro. I get you. I'm conflicted on it too. But you got to understand, bro. It is not about us. I mean, and also try to take some pleasure and some fun in the idea that, like, yeah, it might not be traditional comic Doom, but comic Doom exists. He's going to be there. He becomes Sorcerer Supreme and takes over the Marvel Comics universe next year. And after that happens, and after Doom in the MCU happens, bro, your fucking guy is going to be the guy. He's going to be the shit. Everybody's going to be talking about Doctor Doom. Like, I'm excited about that. It is different. It's not the ideal situation. But I'm telling you, man, I'm excited, bro. Like, I'm excited. Okay, the Exeter says, how about RDJ Doom versus Tom Cruise, Tony? I've thought about that. I mean, that would be pretty sick, bro. I'm not going to lie. That would be pretty sick. I'd be into that. Danny says, I think it's just going to be a Victor that looks like the Tony, the Spider-Man, don't look like Tom Holland variant. Yeah, I think that's true, but my problem is, like, they're paying him like $100 million. Like, guys, there's no, like, you don't, like, that just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to pay Robert Downey Jr. $100 million to come in and throw prosthetics on and not use the fact that this motherfucker looks like the hero of Marvel. And now he's the villain. And by the way, that's what Alex was saying. That has been the thing. They've wanted that for a long time. Maybe it was going to be Superior Iron Man. You know? But it looks like this is what it is. Like, it is so obvious to me. What if RDJ wears prosthetics? Let me explain something to you. If Robert Downey Jr. wears prosthetics and looks completely different and is just Victor Von Doom, and he's literally just Victor, nothing to do with Tony, doesn't even look like Tony, doesn't sound like Tony, and they don't use any of that connection, then I will say that Robert Downey Jr. and his agent are the greatest business people of all time. That would be unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. You could literally hire any other actor and save yourself probably $80 million. What are we talking about here, dude? Josh gonna be surprised? No, I won't be surprised. I will be gobsmacked if that happens. I will be absolutely fucking shook if that happens. I'm not even saying I wouldn't like it, because I love Victor, regular ass Victor. We still watching Doom Victors? Hell yeah, we are. It's only been like 5 minutes. Oh my god, an hour and 10 minutes. Okay, hang on. Let's just keep going here. MF Sarwalker says, if Doc Strange can dreamwalk into dead Strange, why can't Doom dreamwalk into dead Tony? I think Doom can do it with the Darkhold. That's true, actually. That'd be kind of sick. Okay, Rossi says, am I in the wrong for not liking the RDJ Doom if he's not Victor? No, you're not in the wrong. I think there's a lot of people that have that opinion right now. I love the Victor character and the ethos around him. Happy to have RDJ back, but I'm not sure in this way. Old school Doom is the best. I totally agree with you. Let me offer you one thing that I was thinking about, okay? No, I have yours is right here. Yours is right here, Elisa. I see it. Okay, so chill, chat. Listen to me. Linda, listen. We already have two other Dooms that are not comic accurate and that are fucking terrible, okay? But what if there is a Council of Dooms? What if Tony, after Sokovia, what if he uses something similar to the bridge that Reed does? And what if he joins up with a Council of Dooms? And it's like a bunch of actual Dooms. Like, sure, there's some weird ones because it's the multiverse, but there's like actual Dooms, and he's introduced to the identity of Doom via a lot of other Dooms, as opposed to him just randomly picking the name out of Victor Von Doom or something like that. Or he's potentially looking in to the time stream, and he sees that Doctor Doom will be like ruler or something, and then chooses to become Doctor Doom or something like that, right? There's like a way to get some of that traditional Doom flavor sprinkled into the Tony character. You know? Oh, damn, are we really trying to replace all the Kangs? Well, you know what? If you guys did any of you guys watch the thing that Alex did yesterday? What if he plays Doom and then never acknowledges that he looks like Tony? Yeah, I mean, look, then he has an incredible agent. You know, fuck, man, that's ridiculous, right? So Alex yesterday in his podcast, right? They were asking him about Kang. He's like, Kang is gone. He's like, dude, no, Kang, that was done. Loki season 2. Kang completely gone. Alex said they're not even going to recast Kang. And like, am I like upset about that? Not at all, brother. Fuck Kang, bro. Kang was such garbage character. I don't give a fuck. Kang is gone. Over. It's over. Okay. Not even a Beyonder Kang? I don't think so. Yeah, I think Beyonder's gone too. Yeah, 100%. 100%. If anything, it's going to be Beyonder Doom now. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I don't think they're doing shit with Kang anymore. Yup. Who the hell is Alex? Alex is a good scooper, man. He actually, if you look at the percentage, Alex has a higher percentage on his scoops than any of the other scoopers. He's like in the 90%. And like Daniel is like 76, Shine's like 74. Like, guys, this is my job. I take this pretty seriously. You know what I mean? I research all these guys. Alex is very good. He's not always right, you know? But, yeah, he's like 90%. You know? Okay, anyway, let's keep going. Chef Moriarty says, I remember Kevin Feige stating they would change the way we thought about villains in the MCU. Dude, if you find a clip of him saying that, send it to me. I'm working on some videos. That would be sick. Appreciate you. Rishi Brash says, I get it's exciting to incite ideas. They said he's Victor. That's true. It's just going to be Victor. We will see. If RDJ's new character was just named Victor like Evans was Johnny. Yeah, I mean, again, totally possible. I just don't understand why you do that. Like, again, like, it's not that you're wrong about that. It's that it doesn't make sense to pay Robert Downey Jr. money and not use Robert Downey Jr. clout. It doesn't make sense. Meet Norma says, it's Victor. Take my money. 80 million is crazy, though. Yeah, it is crazy. Elisa says, new theory. Howard Stark had an affair with a witch, creating a secret son who took his mother's name. Oh, that'd be cool. I don't mind that at all. That seems super cool. Carl says, bet your hair on Tony variant. Also, I think it's Victor with a possible Tony variant at some point, but he will also play Iron Man. 3 different characters worth the money. That could be. That could be. Here's what I'll bet my hair on. If they don't utilize the fact that this Doctor Doom looks like Tony Stark, I will shave my head. And I'll do it live. That's how confident I am. And by the way, I've never lost one of these bets. If they do not use the fact that this Doom variant looks like Tony Stark, I will shave my head. I'll do it live. Fuck it, I'll shave my balls. But we're not going to show that live. But I will. Okay, anyway, let's keep going here. The Exodus says, plot twist. Tony's been Doom variant all along. I thought about that. The only problem is, what if? Because at first I was like, yo, have we ever even seen a Tony Stark variant? What if our Tony Stark's actually Victor? Not the other way around. But then you have what if. Kind of throws a wrench into that. Nick says Victor in another universe realizes his 616 doppelganger is Tony Stark, uses his appearance to manipulate 616 Avengers. Thoughts? Yeah, that could absolutely be the case. That's just a different variant of what I'm talking about. But yeah, no, that could, yeah. Yes, they're paying him all that money to play a good variant of Iron Man and Victor. Totally possible. Totally possible. I really don't see that being the case. But look, are they going to have him pop up as a good variant of Iron Man? Absolutely. But that's because the evil variant is going to be causing so much problems. Like, again, you're using what came before. And like, dude, Marvel's not getting fancy here, guys. Like, I think in some ways you guys think I'm overthinking it. I think you guys are overthinking it. They brought back the hero of the Marvel Cinematic Universe to play the villain. That's it. Like, that's all you need. Like, that's the whole goddamn thing. Hello? You know? Rossi says, do you think Marvel would have brought back RDJ if they weren't in dire straits and Majors wasn't let go? I think they were always going to do an evil variant of Tony. But it is possible that evil variant of Tony would be working for the Beyonder or, you know, something like that. Yeah. No, you're overthinking it. Well, your punctuation there doesn't really make sense, Lou Bangs, but it's all good. Look. Are you guys getting heated in chat? I mean, are you guys getting heated? Hey, throw a 1 into the chat if you're getting fucking heated right now. You're like, no! Ah! Throw a 1 into the chat. I just want to know. Okay, Jay... where are you at, Jay? Jay Firth says, I know it won't happen, but it would be sweet series to have RDJ, Doom, and Molecule Man going around to different universes. Ooh, that would be good. Yeah, so, I mean, look, a lot of people are like, you know, emotional or mad or, you know, engaged, let's say, but that's like, guys, Marvel loves this shit. They are excited that everybody's talking about this. They're excited that people are arguing about it. They're excited that people are confused about it. They're excited that people are shocked by it. This has taken over the conversation. So now, instead of us talking about lackluster bitch-ass Kang, now instead of us talking about, like, dude, 616 Avengers, like, I don't give a fuck. They're going to do the next Avengers movies. I don't even like the Avengers. Instead of talking about, well, Phase 4 and all the Disney Plus shows, all this shit's been fucking shitty anyways. Why would I be? Instead, now we are all just like, how the fuck are they gonna do Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom? It's the anecdote. It is exactly what they needed. They want the conversation to shift. And it has. It's incredible. It's incredible. Instead, like, bro, they did it. You know what I mean? And again, like, dude, it's cool. You might not love it. Totally cool. We can talk about, I love talking to other nerds about this shit. You know what I mean? That's awesome. It's literally what I do. Now we're excited to talk about shit again. We're going on an hour and a half here. We haven't even got to a goddamn video because you guys can't stop talking about it. You can't stop bringing points up. Can't stop arguing in chat. Can't stop asking questions. You're so fucking engaged. You might be a little angry, but you can't look away. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Dar Boyd says, so is this Tony Doom variant going to be God Emperor Doom? Yes. Will God Emperor Doom be a different Doom? No. Is Doom literally just Kang now? No. Fat L if it's note actually Doom Prime, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think it's Doom Prime, brother. R. Maurice says, yo, off topic, but do you think MCU Secret Wars is coming out too soon if it's based on the 2015 comic book? For instance, I don't think we had enough time with the F4 crew, who are obviously important to the story. I mean, no, I don't think so. I mean, you know, you're going to get a whole movie with them, And then they are going to play a big role in Avengers 5 and 6. I think Franklin's going to play a particularly big role. I think Doctor Strange 3 is going to do some heavy lifting. I think Spider-Man 4 is going to do some heavy lifting. I think you might even get a Secret Wars Part 2 and like the extension of that story and everything like that. But I mean, look, they have two options. They had two options in front of them. One was try to replicate the third stretch of the Infinity Saga, basically just kind of rewriting the ending, pushing Secret Wars out 2 years maybe, putting in 2 or 3 more movies that help to develop that entire team. But guys, this is what I always said about Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Kang Dynasty was always a lame duck movie, meaning it was with the people we didn't even want to see, a plot we knew would end with them losing, and actual just setup for Secret Wars. Like, guys, that's what it was. Like, literally, we were like, okay, well, they're just going to lose. Either to Kang or Beyonder Kang or to Doom, and then boom, we're into Secret Wars. Guys, did you really want to spend 3 more years developing all the characters that are now basically going to be cameos in the next 2 movies? Bro, it doesn't matter. It's not about Sam. It's not about She-Hulk. It's not about Shuri. It doesn't fucking matter. None of them matter. The OG Avengers are literally going to matter more than any of the new ones. Fucking Toby Spider-Man, Hugh Jackman Wolverine. They're going to matter more. You're asking me about developing the Fantastic Four, but we just developed Deadpool and Wolverine and X-23, and they will play a pretty big role in what comes next. Is it ideal? No. But it's the best option, bro. Fuck what they were doing. Pivot. 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 Pivot hard. Pivot. Do I need to say instead a couple more times? Armory says, yeah, I now have a much higher appreciation for Deadpool and Wolverine, given the fact they tried hard to find ways to give us what we have been asking for, even though it was flawed from the continuity standpoint. Yeah, same. I have kind of the same impression of it. That second time, man, I love that movie, watching it the second time. So much better than watching it the first. It's a crowd pleaser. People love it, dude. It's awesome. Steve McT says, as a sweaty, I'm okay. Just do dope shit. That's what I'm saying. Tim O'Brien says, hype for Doomstream. Josh, you should have had a both option on the poll. What? No. Doom Unity. Ooh, I like that. Take my credit. Andor is boring. MCU back to fire. Oh, hell yeah, Tim. Appreciate you, brother. Any idea how Cable's time traveling device plays into all of this? And will Doom use the bangles now, or was that just a Kang storyline? So Alex is saying that the bangles are still in play for Doom. Okay. Now, let's get totally distracted and waste like 5-10 more minutes. Listen, Linda. Here's another reason why it's going to be okay. Okay? Everybody take my hand. It's going to be okay. It is not the case that every single thing that all of the writers and the producers have been doing over the last couple of years goes out the window. So a lot of stuff that was going to be in Avengers 5 will still show up in Doomsday. It's going to be different because it's not going to be with Kang anymore. It's going to be with Doom. But there's a good chance that most of the plan for Secret Wars, and I'm talking about like the set pieces, the fights, the twists, the lines, all that dope stuff, that they already have that. They've had it for a while. And it was probably already built with Doom. Let's be real. So the new script that McFeely's working on, he's going to adapt the best parts of what they already had established. Maybe even a lot of stuff that they have mandated. And he's going to write around it, pull it together, and figure it out. Dope lines, like lines of coke. No, like Dr. Doom RDJ says to the OG Avengers, we also have a Hulk. And then fucking Maestro Hulk comes out. I'm talking about like the lines that make us clench up our nerdy buttholes. That shit, like Wesley Snipes in Deadpool Wolverine's like, some motherfucker's still trying to ice skate uphill, and we're all like, yes, you know? All that kind of stuff. That stuff's still there. They trust me. They've been cooking. So there's going to be some there's going to be a lot of stuff there. As far as Kang's traveling device, my theory on this is that it can go to timelines and universes because the entire multiverse branches off a singular timeline. So they're all branches on the same tree. That's what I think, but who knows for sure. They should remaster PS3 Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I agree with that. That game was sick, dude. SOMD Picker says Deaf Demon of an Armor RDJ gets mind swiped back to the end at Doomsday, becomes superior Iron Man in Secret Wars. Real Doom hasn't been revealed yet. That's possible. I don't actually think they're going to do that. But that's possible. And I was super hyped up when I first heard it. The more I thought about it and the more I started to hear from people behind the scenes, I'm like, ooh, okay. Fifi, good to see you. Says I'm in I'm in the middle when it comes to RDJ. I love Doom. I see the potential. However, they don't want do the rivalry with Reed. I'll be mad. Maybe since F4 is another universe, RDJ plays that Victor. Okay. Couple of things we got to say. So yesterday, Alex revealed that there is no Doctor Doom in that universe. Super weird. I don't really understand it, but there's no Doctor Doom in that universe. He also said that Galactus, just like America Chavez, is the only version of that character in the entire multiverse. And he implied that Galactus had actually destroyed other universes before. And that this Galactus, as opposed to, comic book Galactus, is the one version of him that has literally eaten entire other universes and then came into that universe with the Fantastic Four. He might also be destroying that universe in Fantastic Four and be a reason as to why they all have to leave. Right? So they could be cooking up something pretty wild with Doctor Doom. I mean, I had this thought, right, where I was like, what if Kang eliminated all Doctor Dooms? Just from all timelines. Eliminated all of them. And yet, this variant of Tony somehow, some way becomes Doom, taps into some of that Doom power, almost like the universe manifesting chaos to try to shock things back into place, right? Something crazy like that. But then again, we've seen other Victor variants in the other Fantastic Four movies. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of cool possibilities. We'll see. Lucas Tex Venja said, I would love for him to just be Victor, but let's be real. It's definitely an Iron Man variant. I mean, that's where I'm at with it. I'm like, come on, man. Let's just think about money and stuff, John Johnson says, sorry if this was said. What's the new membership goal? Oh, well, next month, I mean, we'll try to get to 2,000 again, and maybe we'll have a little separate, because a lot of these are gifted members and they're going to go away, right? So we'll put it up again, try to get to 2,000. Maybe we'll try to get to 3,000, and if we get to 3,000, we'll do something crazy. I'm not really sure, but yeah, we'll just kind of keep it pushing, keep it moving. Kyle says, I'd argue him walking out on Hall H is worth close to 8 figures. For the first time in years, my normies friends talked about Marvel. He was wearing his arc reactor ring, though. Victor, please. Yeah, I mean, that's fair, Kyle. I mean, you're right. It shocked the internet, but it injected hype, mystery, and anticipation as well, right? So that's really what it's about. If he just came out to be Victor for the presentation, that wouldn't have done it. He's Doom. You know what I mean? That's what did it. I understand. That's money well spent. But it's predicated on the idea that that's what they're doing, right? So, Nolan, thanks for gifting a membership. Brian says, caught Monday's replay nervous, but you got me optimistic and excited to hear all your theories about different ways they're going to use RDJ. Hell yeah, brother. Thank you. People saying it's just Victor are pretending that they think for themselves. No logic points to RDJ coming back as someone who doesn't relate to Tony. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just doesn't make sense. Marvel won't show their hand until the Doom trailer. That's true, but it might leak out. We'll see. Fifi says, I know Fantastic Four and Deadpool will be in Avengers 5 and 6. Who do you predict will be the full team we see in these movies? Well, I think you'll have the OGs back, but I think you'll have a lot of Avengers, right? You're going to have Loki, you're going to have Avengers Prime. So what they're cooking, like, I think what you'll have is Doom. Here's what I really think. Okay? I think the sacred timeline is the only timeline that actually cannot be destroyed. Because I think all of the multiverse branches off of it. I think of it as like the prime universe or the anchor universe of the entire multiverse. Okay? And so what I think might happen is Doom, maybe he can't destroy 616, but maybe what he can do is manipulate 616, turn 616 into Battleworld. You know what I mean? So I think in Doomsday, it's going to be about Doom beating the 616 Avengers and maybe some multiversal stuff as well. But really, it's about Doom getting the power of the Beyonder, becoming God Emperor, and reshaping the multiverse. That's like the Hickman stuff, right? They're going to take that motivation. So in the wake of the multiverse collapsing, this variant, this Doctor Doom, will decide, I can save everybody and I can reshape reality. And so he's going to turn 616 into Battleworld, which will allow all of the 616 people to get fucked up by Doom. And, you know, you're going to have 35-year-old Tom Holland be like, Mr. Stark, you know what I mean? And like that, you know, all that shit, right? So that'll be like your first movie. And then the second movie is, I mean, who knows? I mean, Secret Wars could be like a whole new world, a whole different thing, you know? And yeah, with a whole bunch of characters. Kendall says, remember the theory that Tony went ahead in time and saw Kang in Endgame? What if Multiverse Tony saw the end and it led him to a dark path? Absolutely, dude. Totally. I could see that. I could absolutely see that. Rossi says, is Daredevil Born Again going to tie in big to the MCU? I believe it is, yeah. I believe it is. And I think we're going to get some of that next week for the D23 thing. That's actually kind of exciting. Getting the stuff about Daredevil, that'll be cool. Kevin says, LOL, if no one acknowledges RDJ Stark but Deadpool, that would be kind of funny. That'd be kind of funny. I don't know if it's worth $100 million, but yeah, that'd be funny. D's Nut says, what if Tony is Howard's bastard mom is Von Doom? Yes, yeah, people thinking that. That could be. Anthony says, new Skeleton Crew photos. Already looks bad. Yeah, I'm literally so disinterested. I don't even want to look for them. Java says, not to bring down the mood, but the new skeleton pictures are out. The speeder bike pic is not in it. Yeah. And then Fifi says, Deadpool. Oh my God, it's RDJ playing Doom. Tony? Avengers. We don't see the resemblance. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe. Very expensive joke, but who knows? Okay, y'all ready to watch some Dr. Doom videos? Are you guys ready to watch some goddamn Dr. Doom videos? You know? That's what I really wanted to do today, but you guys are just so chatty. You know? I thought we were just going to have a nice, chill Doctor Doom video watching day, and everybody's like, fuck
Doom,
you, Josh!
PhD is a classic Marvel villain for a
Your
reason.
Doctor Doom theory sucks! That's what you guys are saying.
But he's rarely been adapted particularly well. Yes, I'm looking at you in particular, Fant Fourstick. However,
Yeah, that shit was whack, dude. This version of Doom was like, what the hell?
I'm here to tell you that the perfect Doctor Doom adaptation already exists, and it's to be found in the cartoon Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Oh, shit.
Pretty much ever since I started making videos on this show, people have been asking me to do one on Doom. And if you're not too familiar with this world and this character, you'd be forgiven for wondering why that is. After all, this is an Avengers show, not one about the Fantastic Four. Doom only shows up in 3 episodes, and one of those is a literal blink and you'll miss it cameo. There's only one episode of Earth's Mightiest Heroes which has Doom as the main villain, but I reckon if we take a look at that episode, we'll see why people are so fond of this depiction of Marvel's classic villain.
Yeah, dude, 100% agree with that. And I also think Christopher Yost was a big part of this, but let's just let's see what he has to say.
with the Avengers likenesses projected from some sort of evil computer device, with a voiceover going through each of the heroes' attributes, strengths, and weaknesses.
Oh, shit.
Strength enhanced by gamma radiation. Upper limit, unknown. Threat level, extreme.
There are two reasons why we're being shown this. The most obvious one is that this is the first episode of the show's second season, and as such the show needs to introduce its core characters, in case there's any new viewers tuning in for the season premiere, or at the very least, to briefly reintroduce the cast to returning viewers after some time off the air. But this opening scene also works in a more interesting way, because when the camera pans around, we see the person looking at these files, the figure whose perspective we've been inhabiting is Doom.
I'll only watch Doom if he's not a Tony variant on this stream. Hey, you shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
And let me tell you why that's interesting. Until now, the villains of this world, with the possible exception of, say, Kang, come into conflict with the Avengers externally. They're doing some crimes or hatching some schemes, and the Avengers rock up to stop them. They don't have a bird's eye view of the team, their dynamics, their strengths and weaknesses we do. Even when characters like Loki or Ultron do their homework and think they've sussed out how to beat our heroes, there's always a detail they've overlooked, or a strength or spirit that leads to their downfall.
True.
And oftentimes, we, the audience, have an idea of this beforehand. For instance, think of the way the leader gets taken down. He didn't account for the otherworldly powers of Thor's hammer, which we'd seen previously, and so Thor uses this oversight to smash up his silly little mech suit. But returning to Doom, this episode's opening lets us know immediately that things are different here, because by framing this sequence in this way, by conflating the perspective of the viewer with that of Doom, at the same time that the show...
Yeah, this legitimately might be the best version we have of Doom so far, outside of comics.
Gives us this reintroduction to our heroes, the camera suggests that our level of knowledge as viewers is comparable to the information Doom possesses on the Avengers.
Oh, hell
and how does this sequence end? With Doom fully aware of the might of the Avengers, dismissing them as utterly beneath his own level. And the crazy thing is, as we'll soon find out, he's right.
He is
Doom manages to accomplish his plan in this episode, and he tramples over the Avengers to do so. We'll get to that shortly, but there's a couple of moments throughout this episode significant to Doom that I want to pick up on first. Moments that show just why this adaptation is such a successful one, and why this is a unique character within this world. So the Avengers and the Fantastic Four get attacked by Doom bots. It's all a ploy to distract the teams while Doom absconds with the Wasp and the Invisible Woman. But as they're fighting off attackers at the mansion, the Thing says this of Doom.
Oh my god, Jareth! That's a pretty good one. That's that's pretty good. I mean, I'm furious about it, but that's pretty good. Alternate Tony changed his name because of his childhood soccer team. God damn it.
Von Doom's been obsessed with Reed for years, always trying to prove he's smarter, or trying to take over the world. You know, the usual.
This is a summary that's broadly accurate for other versions of Doom that we've seen on screen, like, for instance, Victor as he appears in the Fox Fantastic Four films from the 2000s. But the best versions of Doom are more than this, and Ben's summary is countered almost immediately by T'Challa.
This is wrong. Dr. Doom has nothing to gain by attacking us here. This reeks of desperation, something he is not known for.
So clearly there's more to this Doom than...
Yeah, and T'Challa is a great character to have that lensing through. T'Challa and Doom, super interesting. They have history and whatnot, but yeah, he knows him quite well. So he's able to sort of say, like, this feels desperate, and that's not Doom. So something else must be going on. Mariana says, Josh, what's your take on Gina's lawsuit and the possibility of KK, Pedro, and Favreau testifying? I'm more excited for that than the upcoming Star Wars stuff. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Would I want to see them testify? Absolutely. Do I think they will? No. I guess it just kind of depends. I think Disney's probably just going to settle, and I think they probably should just settle. You know, like, I understand, like, I think Gina was clearly wronged, but if you just take the business perspective from Disney, you just want to put that fire out. Like, let's be real. Like, I don't even think Disney proper had anything to do with that decision. I think it was Kathleen Kennedy, and I think they fucking hate her too. So, yeah, I think it just ends in Gina getting a check.
An inferiority complex, an iron mask, and an Eastern European state of dubious geography. What's more, that indication that we got at the episode's start that Doom sees things from a more perceptive perspective than your average EMH villain is doubled down on when the Avengers arrive in Latveria. The team's big plan to create a diversion with the Quinjet while sneaking a cloaked Iron Man into Doomstadt is foiled within seconds. Also, remember when Doom's own intel ranked the Hulk as by far the most dangerous member of the Avengers? Yeah, well, look what happens when Victor steps to him.
Yeah, this shit was so cool.
This isn't a respect video. I'm not just gonna list Doom's accomplishments and wax lyrical about his strength. And I'm also not going to claim that this is a fantastic adaptation merely because of the buttery smooth gravitas of Lex Lang's voice performance. Because there's a lot of villains in this show who are also strong and well performed.
Great show.
The real kicker comes at the episode's end. Because after the Avengers and the FF have managed to rescue their captives, just about withstanding the solo thrashing Doom gives them, the stage looks set for a grand showdown between the might of these two super teams and the menace of Doom. But that doesn't happen. See for yourself.
Doom probably just tells him to leave.
Trespassing on Latverian soil. Leave.
Yeah.
Now.
Why, Victor? What did you even want?
You do not even see what is happening here.
Enough! We're moving out, people.
Now, if this were any other villain in any other episode of this show, we'd surely be seeing a technicolor marvel of lasers and explosions, as the team and the villain have their standard climactic showdown. But this doesn't happen. I think you could call this a subversion of the expectations we have for the medium of cartoon superhero shows. And it feels a bit weird. I mean, it is literally an anti-climax. But I think that's the point. What Earth's Mightiest Heroes is telling us is that Doom isn't like the other villains. Not exactly. He isn't interested in what the Thing claimed earlier, that is, proving his might and his intelligence. No, T'Challa's words ring true instead. He always has a motivation beyond this, and will return to this idea. But about halfway through the second season, the first Doom episode, with its weird, kinda subversive ending, is paid off as the Secret Invasion arc really gets going. We'd seen at the end of that first episode that the real reason for Doom's actions were related to the Skrulls. He'd managed to build a detection device and confirmed that the Invisible Woman was a sus imposter.
Damn.
And on the one hand, that's a cool beat. It confirms the fact that Doom knows more than anyone else. And the fact that he has his own agenda that isn't necessarily 100% villainous. But it isn't until this later episode, his final real appearance in this show, that this plot thread comes to fruition. He busts in on Tony, who's struggling to figure out what's going on with the little green men, and gives him the missing piece of the puzzle.
Yup.
This has been designed to work in conjunction with your detection device. It will allow you to perform a genetic reset on the Skrulls.
This scene, I think, is the crux of what makes this Doom a fascinating character, and a fantastic adaptation. We've seen a lot of villains on this show, and we've seen a lot of heroes, but this Doom, in this moment, is revealed to be neither, really. He's not a good guy, and he's not a bad guy. He's just a guy. An immensely powerful guy, sure, but a character whose actions break down the firm boundaries between hero and villain inherent in the superhero genre. He's not an anti-hero or a baddie who had a change of heart either, because his reason for helping Tony isn't at all altruistic. Tony thinks Doom
Purple Funk, that would be cool, actually. I wouldn't mind it.
Needs his tech to help flush out the Skrulls, but he doesn't. He just knows that if he gives this device to the Avengers, then they'll deal with the Skrulls and he won't have to lift a finger. He can go back to his own schemes. It's not altruism, it's not good or bad, it's efficiency. Plain and simple. So that's the major thing I think this show does to set Doom apart from its other villainous characters, and indeed from other inferior adaptations of the character. Uniquely, Victor is a vector of power unto himself, removed from and above the dichotomy of morality within which the rest of the show's cast operates. And there's a lot of synergy here, I think, with what we saw earlier. The way Doom's power, strength, and knowledge all seem so far removed from what's typical for villains in this show. Other villains, even literal gods, haven't felt so utterly dismissive of the Avengers.
True.
But there's one other way this show captures Doom's uniqueness, and it's the way he barely appears. The moments I've shown you are more or less the only times he features in this world. We see a picture of him on screen in a later episode, resisting the forces of Emperor Stark, don't ask. But apart from this, he's hardly a major player in Earth's Mightiest Heroes. And this is interesting because it gives the impression that his interactions with the Avengers are only one small, insignificant segment of Doom's life, that he's got bigger things to worry about, and that from his perspective, the Avengers are just cameoing on the Doom show, not the other way around. As a result, this sense of implied autonomy goes further in differentiating this character from the rest of the show's rogues gallery, who tend to show up and then just get imprisoned by the Avengers, and if they get out or whatever, they just try and get even with the team. But with Doom, it's like they're just a tiny blip on his radar, and nothing more. You might say I'm making too much of this point, and his sparsity of appearance is due to the fact that he's traditionally a Fantastic Four villain rather than an Avengers villain. But A, he's often antagonized the Avengers in the comic books, and B, this fact didn't stop Avengers Assemble from having Doom be one of the major reoccurring villains of its first season. So there really was nothing stopping EMH from having him take up way more screen time, like figures such as Loki, Kang, Ultron, or even the Masters of Evil. But they showed restraint, and I think that's a decision that really works. Now, a word on adaptation. I've deliberately not tried to claim that this is a uniquely faithful adaptation of Doom from the comics. That's not to say that I don't think this version translates a lot of Doom's most enduring and well-liked attributes, because I do. But what would constitute a faithful adaptation of a character like Doom?
Ooh, Doom with the Maestro Hulk.
Even in the main Marvel Comics continuity, has changed so much over time. In EMH, we never see Doom toot on Namor's horn, for instance. And when Doom started out back in the 60s, I think it's fair to say he was more of a straightforward villain than he's become recently.
Absolutely.
So it's hard to conceptualize any sort of core, essential Doom, which can then be adapted in new media, because that sort of character consistency doesn't really exist in a medium where the same character has been written by literally hundreds of people across.
Yeah, but there's editorial. I mean, and even then, you have like different versions, right? You got Silver Age Superman, Golden Age Superman, Modern Superman. Doom, just like a lot of these other characters, has had different versions. But I would argue, and this is something I was hinting at with Rob, and I have a big video essay I've been working on for a while about Dr. Doom. I'd say in the last 8 years, Doom has entered a new archetype. And like, look, I've been told that Marvel editorial has like a certain code of conduct for Doom. Doom can't really lose, among other things. So Marvel themselves kind of has a new perspective on how to use Doom throughout the line. But,
the years. But I do think, at the very least, that many of the qualities and traits which have stuck with Doom for the past few decades are depicted wonderfully in Earth's Mightiest Heroes. His might, his intelligence, his justifiable arrogance, and the sense we, the audience, get that he's just a little bit above all this superhero nonsense.
I cheapened everything.
And I do think that when
so that more and more people
this is one of my favorite
as
Doom
well as I
videos.
the deals to
this is
make sure you guys
Mr. Goon.
So if you want to support through that way, make sure to check it out, as well as check out my free public Discord server if you want to join up, talk comics, and have a good time. And without further ado, let's begin. So, this video has to come first, right? I did watch Shang-Chi yesterday, and I'm going to do MCU Cap vs. Shang-Chi Complete War, but I promised you guys a Goon video before I did that. And what better character to do a Goon video on than perhaps one of the gooniest to ever step foot in comics, Dr. Victor Von Doom. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna give you a background on Dr. Doom, like who he is, and then I'm gonna go over some of my favorite.
Samuel says, what if this Doom is an anchor being positioning the heroes of his universe to be conflicted with destroying him and saving their own universe. AVX.
Great. Goon moments. With a character like this, not all of them will make it in this video. So if you run up to likes to like, I don't know, 450, I'll drop a part 2 Doom Goon video. Okay, so 450 likes and we'll do that. But anyways, let's begin. So who is Doom? Doom is the rightful ruler of Latveria, his own country, as well as his mom, given her mystic ties. He is a user of the mystic arts and overall is the op to the Fantastic Four.
True.
As Reed Richards is his intellectual rival. And Dr. Doom, in his escapades as one of the more dominant figures in comics, has always strided to be the king and has literally become God before. So
yeah. So I'll just TLDR the actual comic book thing. So in 1962, I believe it was in Fantastic Four #4, they introduced Dr. Doom. They introduce him in a single page. And he's actually driving a helicopter with a bomb in New York City. And he's going to like drop a nuke in New York City. They literally explain his origin within 4 panels on that page. 2 years later, or maybe it was a year later, they expand it to 4 pages and elaborate a little bit on like what was going on with Reed and him in college. And then years later, Greg Rucka, I believe, elaborates it in the books of Doom. And that kind of is what fills out the love story of Valeria, his really tragic backstory. So basically, Doom's mom is a witch. They were living under an oppressive rule of like these barons, just like stereotypical Eastern European barons. And Victor's mom makes a deal with Mephisto. And this deal is to cast a spell that kills all the soldiers. She does this. Unfortunately, it also kills all the children. She's horrified. She allows a guard to kill her, and then her soul is trapped in hell with Mephisto for all time. Doom, at that point, he's like kind of chilling. He's a kid, but whatever. And then I think it was like a year later, his dad, who is a technologist and a doctor, is asked to save the child of the Baron. She dies. They blame Doom's father. They chase them into the woods. Doom's dad dies frozen solid with his arms around Victor, trying to keep him warm at night. So then he loses both of his parents, right? At that point, he cracks open his mom's old magic box, thing of spells and shit like that. And he starts going crazy, okay? He eventually creates Doombots using science and technology. He's recruited by the United States government to work on something in DC, but his cover is to be in college. So then he goes to college. He's with Reed in college. The whole time he's using the resources of the government and of his school to create a device to go back into hell to save his mom. Reed sees the device. He's like, yo, your calculations are off. Doom says, shut the fuck up, Reed. Get out of my face. Reed ends up being correct. The machine blows up. It scars Victor's face. Victor is expelled from school. He then basically goes back to Europe. And look, there's like an arc where Valeria comes back into his life, and then she's almost killed, and he realizes he can't be with anybody. There's monks. It's really crazy. So there's these like Tibetan monks that have been prophesizing about a guy like Doom. Doom goes there. That's when technically he doesn't create the armor. It's like Super Doom, but he spends 5 years studying with these monks. Okay. Then he comes out and he's like, dude, I'm at peace and I'm super magical and shit. What's going on? He flips on the TV and he sees Reed Richards being called the smartest man in the world, and he freaks the fuck out. And he's like, fuck Reed. And then he blames Reed for like everything. That's when he puts the armor around himself. Now, this is something that's in the Greg Rucka version. I think it was Rucka. Basically, Mephisto was haunting Doom with horrible nightmares. Like every night. And so part of the reason that Victor even builds the armor is to shield himself completely from Mephisto. Mephisto can no longer force those dreams on him. And it's also there to enhance his magical abilities. Okay, that's the TLDR.
Get into some of his gooniest moments and some of my personal favorites that I thought were hilarious. Number one, he ran off.
But he does get his mom out of hell. 100% he does.
The plug when it came to Silver Surfer. Robbed that hoe of his power. So he saw Silver Surfer and he was like, yo, this dude has mad potential. He just jobs. Like, he's a jobbing ass bitch, but he is strong. So he hit up his minions and he was like, yo, we're going to bring Surfer in. Brought in Surfer, started confusing Surfer with big words. Then he had his homies jump Surfer, drained his power. And Surfer was like, yo, you don't understand, with the power cosmic, you could like blow up a galaxy. And Dr. Doom was like, shut up, bitch. And like slapped him away and ran off and did hood rat stuff with Silver Surfer's power. Anytime Surfer takes an L, I'm here for it. And I love the way Dr. Doom went about that. Number 2. One of the godliest moments in comics. I don't care, don't at me. His interaction with Luke Cage over some money he owed
shit was
Luke.
so funny.
So if you didn't know, classic Doom was kind of racist. He always has like racial undertones.
Yeah, he does.
Basically, there's
like a moment in comics, and I forget where it was. Now, this is something that obviously they don't really do anymore. But there was a moment in comics where like he's literally like saying that T'Challa surprised him, and he thinks that Wakandans have to be mutants because he's like heard bad things about Africans and stuff like that. So yeah, there's definitely a checkered past there with Doom.
If you ain't from Latveria, baby, he don't care about you. But getting into this, what happened was some of his people or Doombots defected, right?
When my men reported a crazy black man, the Fantastic Four's craft, I knew it had to be you.
And went to the hood.
Yeah.
And they became hood robots. And so he was basically like, yo, Luke Cage, I can't go to the hood. It's going to stand out. I'm white. So you got to do it. Luke does it, right? But when he comes back, he didn't get paid. Dr. Doom left and told the dude at the hotel or whatever to tell Luke he ain't paying him.
Yeah, and Luke Cage literally tracks his ass down, goes to Latveria, and he's like, where's my... I think it was like $300 or something, too. He's like, where's my fucking $300?
So Luke pulled up to Latveria, and they scrapped, and Doom's like, I'm still not paying, bitch. Eventually, he does pay to get Luke to go away. Because Luke, if you owe Luke Cage money, his scaling increases infinitely. It's absurd. He was beating up everyone in that comic for
It was $200.
But yeah, he tried to stiff Luke on the check and started like an international crisis over it. It was godly. Number 3. Oh man, this 200? Is one of his best trash talking moments. So there was a point in time when, of course, the multiverse and the universe itself was under threat of collapse, right? And it's sensical in that moment for any parent to want to talk to their kid and like express their, if we don't make it, I love you. Like this is goodbye. Right? So Reed's doing that with his daughter and his kids. And Doom goes, you are a weak-willed father. Oh my God, what an ass. Yeah, he literally, like, we're threatened with the end of existence. So it's reasonable to say bye to your kids, and Doom saw that as weak. That shit.
So what dire emergency is this? Is the world ending early, or is this simply the kind of weak-willed softness that passes for being a father these days? God damn!
Man, that shit just cut through a deep moment, and it was comedy. Next up.
God damn.
This is personally probably in my top 3 for Doom moments.
Oh, shit.
So there is a situation in which Namor got into some shit involving threats to the universe, and eventually he's like, yo, I need help.
Yep.
He went for help to the wrong source, and he comes to Dr. Doom and tells him his situation, right? And he's like, yo, I need your help. And Doom goes, sorry, dog, I can't. And Namor's like, bro, like, all of reality is threatened if you don't help me.
Yeah,
and
this shit was so funny. And Rob talks about this a lot. It's like one of his favorites. This was Hickman. And he says here, you could have come to me first. You should have come to me first, but you did not. I can forgive your initial dalliances with Richards and the others. Their nature is not conductive to such practicality. But after that, you chose to throw in with your subhuman lot. Now you regret it. And you dragged the stinking carcass of your failure to my door. And I think he says Doom is nobody's second choice. And this is after Namor goes to work with the Cabal, which is Thanos, Ebony Maw, I think... Oh, man, I forget who else. But this is like some super villainous people. And Doom, by the way, fucking basically hates everybody that's not Latvian. But he definitely hates the mutants and thinks humans are superior. Definitely hates aliens and thinks humans are superior. So, like, Yeah, he was super pissed.
Doom says, yeah, but nobody picks Doom second on the team. He literally was like, dude, I'd rather universe burn before I get picked second, bitch. I'm the GOAT. And
True.
It was one of the most ignorant things I've ever seen in comics.
Doom is no man's second choice.
It goes to show how high of an opinion Doom has of himself. Next, we have one of his
favorite Marvel villain, Doom. Yeah, I'd say so.
Biggest asshole moments. He should have got beat up for this. Probably should have died for this, but he didn't because he's Dr. Doom. So there was a situation, one of the most, in my opinion, like crazy supposed death moments in comics, where Johnny Storm faced off against like the Annihilation Wave.
Yeah, he goes supernova. Right? Yeah.
And this tore Ben Grimm apart because he wasn't able to save his best friend. And Doom, the next time he sees them, was like, yo, Ben, we smoking on that Johnny Pack, my guy. And Ben was ready to fight. Because he was like, yo, Ben, I thought...
That when Johnny Storm died valiantly facing an endless army, is it true that you, surrounded by crying children, weeping at the inevitable depth of your close comrade and friend, is that true? Is it true that you just watched? How very brave. Damn, dude. Damn.
I thought you were a hood rat. Like, I thought you rode for the homies. Where's your dead homie? Why ain't you save him?
Damn.
Like, I'm talking about the most hurtful trash talk you could talk. Ben was ready
to... Did you just watch, bitch? Did you just watch? You know what I mean? Like, the disrespect. You gotta love Doom. Like, Doom, he literally... Oh, my God, bro.
Fight. Sue Storm stepped in. This is how crazy of a trash talker Dr. Doom is. He got Sue Storm to threaten to turn him into a vegetable by putting a bubble in his head because he was talking crazy. That, like, F in the chat for hating on him being a godly trash talker. She was really about to get out of character and commit a fucking... Like,
now, also, too, this is unconfirmed, but I'm just going to put this out there. I heard Robert Downey Jr. was like 3 blunts deep, and this video popped up on YouTube for him, and it's what sold him on the character.
The most brutal of fatalities to Dr. Doom. Next, we have the weapons he keeps in his hood. So, if you didn't know this, it's super hard to pull up on Latveria and just solo it. Literally, Dr. Doom... in his castle, in his domain, has
nobody
weapons
fucks with that, dude.
Specifically designed to like body Galactus type character. Like, he's forever ready at his home turf for some crazy shit to go down and for him to have to prepare for it. So don't be surprised if you just see a comic where randomly Doom has like an outerversal weapon chilling on his damn dining room table. That's how he moves. That's how gangsters get down. And Doom is notorious for like having just random, especially in the old comics, having random superpowered weapons just laying around. Next, we actually know that Thanos is wary of Dr. Doom, like essentially keeps an eye on Dr. Doom because Dr. Doom is one of the most capable characters in comics. If he wants to mess your life up...
And I think this is actually a really important point. So like, if you are serious about like taking over, if you're serious about doing something in the Marvel universe, you have to account for Doom. Like, you just have to. So even Thanos is like, yo, what's Doom up to? You know, like trying to figure that out. He says here, there was one who viewed this televised report but knew better than to pay any attention to the newscaster homo superior bigotry. There were few Earthmen I had any respect for, and fewer still I kept any constant surveillance. But Dr. Doom was one of his world's towering intellects, a brilliant strategist, and admirably ruthless.
Probably gonna pull it off. So because of that, even high tier characters like Thanos, who's a goon himself, has to keep an eye on Dr. Doom. One point, about every other decade or a decade or so, Doom's gonna basically become a god. That's like how it is in Marvel Comics now.
Yeah.
It's like, it's inevitable. Like Doom, his drive, his ability in the mystic arts and science allows him to steal high tier shit and to do high tier shit. And he's been god on a couple occasions. So literally it's to be expected at this point that we're gonna get a god Doom. Like, like he's always striving for godhood because he's a goon. And so you have had.
You know what's funny? That's actually, as far as I understand it, that's not actually true, because in some of the more recent stuff, he literally says that being a god was beneath him. But he's always up for power, and he's always up for like taking control and being powerful and stuff like that. But I don't know if it's the case that he's always looking to be a god. He's always looking to take advantage of a particular situation.
Multiple storylines where he becomes a god. That's not many characters just do that just because they want to do that. So that's an absurd goon moment in and of itself. At one point, speaking of like god moments, he ran into Thanos, right? Thanos, let me rephrase that. Thanos ran into him.
True.
So Doom was on his goon shit, walking around, talking his shit.
Yup.
He's in God mode. Thanos runs up on him and starts talking shit like, "Shut up, mortal, you're a bitch. I ain't gonna bow down to you." And Doom's like, "Yo, big homie, you got the gauntlet, my guy?" Mm-hmm. And Thanos was like, "Bitch, I don't need a gauntlet to handle you." And Doom was like, "All right, give me your spine, pussy." And rips his spine out. Straight up tears his spine out. I think what he exactly said was like unfortunate or something. Something mad disrespectful. Basically, like, if you ain't got a gauntlet, why the fuck you
he was like, "You'll never be a god." And then Doom's like, "That appears untrue."
My time. And tore his spine out, just absolutely humiliating Thanos himself. Next, we have another disrespectful moment. This was when Doctor Doom ended up in Mephisto's realm. So usually, when you end up in a Marvel Hellord's realm, that shit's difficult. Like, you're gonna have a hard time, because they're crazy. Well, this is what happened. He pulls up. Mephisto's like, "Yo, you belong to me now." Doom's response? Punch to the fucking mouth. He's like, "Get out of my face, bitch. I ain't owned by anybody." Mm-hmm. Doom starts literally mugging Mephisto in his own realm, like physically mauling him and making him like back off. And Mephisto's like, "Oh shit." Like, you just heard the mic muffle as he was getting his ass beat on the mic. It was horrible. Like, it was such a disrespectful ass whooping. Like, trying to enslave or take like the soul.
You don't want to do that.
Doom is like one of the worst ideas you could have, and it's going to get your ass beat.
Yep.
Ask Mephisto about that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, we have his Daredevil trolling shenanigans.
Oh, this was
so if
hilarious.
You didn't know this, at one point, Doom dressed up as Daredevil and did Daredevil shit. Why? I think he was just showing off and just proving like he has hands, but like, why would he do that? Like, that's like Doctor Strange dressing up as like Moon Knight and going around beating people up. Like, Doom just does so much unnecessary shit back in the day that it's comedy. But yeah, if y'all didn't know this, Doctor Doom is a legitimate martial artist. Like, he really can fight. And he was like proving he could mimic Daredevil. It was hilarious. Next up, we have one of his most badass moments. Goon moment for sure, but it's also badass. So
it's the bass thing.
At one point, there was a group of mad Celestials. I believe it was 4
this
in total.
shit. Yeah.
They pulled up. Richard's daughter.
C Black says, "Did you see Jonathan Major's comments to Variety?" Yeah, I mean, I think there's, they're trying to slice a headline there. They're trying to get some clicks, but I mean, bro, I'm sorry, it's Jover. Like, I'm sorry, Majors. Like, look, I don't even think everything that happened to him is necessarily justified. But this isn't the den of like actors. This isn't like the den of let's try to figure out legally and morally what should have happened. Bro, I don't give a fuck. I'm a nerd, bro. I'm just a sweaty nerd. And Kang was fucking lame. Majors, it's over. Like, it's over. Sorry.
Needed more time to prep. She was doing something. I forgot exactly what she was doing, but she was doing something. She needed more.
The den of justice done properly. It's like, dude, I don't give a fuck.
Prep to basically like salvage the day. And Doom was like, "All right, look, dog, how long you need?" And she was like, "What?" And he was like, "How long you need? I'll buy you some time." And she was like, "With mad Celestials?" And he said, "Yeah, well, how much do you need, dog?" And she was like, I don't know, just buy me time. Bro went out there and started brawling. Just like holding off 4 mad Celestials in his Gucci mink coat. He was like, "What's up, bitch? You ain't coming in here." And held them off. That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
The absurdity of his magical defenses in that moment when he had to hold it down for the set, like, that was ridiculous. And Doom was wilding. Just being able to hold off 1 would be crazy, but he held off 4, which is absolutely insane. Next, we have that time.
Josh will kick you to the curb quick. No, I won't do the kicking, but I will move right the fuck on, especially if it's going to be Doom, baby. Let's go.
He had to explain to Namor why Doom is always on his high tier based shit. Like, eats first before everyone, gets the best shit, all that, right? Namor's questioning this, and Doom's like, look, no question about it. I'm a man of my people. But you got to remember, they're my people. That is, I'm the big dog. I do everything around here. I hold it down. I make sure everyone's safe. I make sure we prosper. All that. So guess what? They all know I eat first. Yep. I eat the best. I get the best shit because I'm the GOAT. And he was like, Namor, you used to remember that shit. You used to act like that. You used to be a king like that, but you don't move like that no more. You're not a gangster like that.
Yeah, it is true.
Oh, man. And Namor just like had to put his head down like, damn, I'm really getting bossed up on right now. Yeah, but Doom had to boss up on him. And it was pretty funny to me because obviously it's kind of messed up how, you know, he's saying everyone's inferior to him. But it's funny the way he defends his positions because they're kind of logical low-key. Next up, we have him surviving a beef with...
I know, the Christmas music's funny. You know what? It's bringing a smile to my face, though, because, like, Liam's on a Christmas music kick right now. Like, he loves listening to Christmas music right now, and it's just cute how into it he is. This guy's annoying? Well, we're going to watch, like, a couple more hours of his videos, Joven, so might not be for you, brother. Sorry.
One of the most dangerous gangs in all of fiction, yes. I'm talking about the Yancey Street Gang. This dude pulled up to beef with Ben Grimm because he hates Fantastic Four and like killed a Yancey Street kid. A kid died because of the stuff Doom was doing. And so the gang's like, yo, Ben, we don't give a damn if you're riding up and pulling up on whoever did that shit. We're pulling up. So they pull up. They start scrapping Doom bots with Ben Grimm. So, and then Doom pulls up. And he's like, yo, fuck Yancey Street. And he tries to kill them all. And they manage to escape. But just like the fact that he's willing to beef with kids just to get back at Ben Grimm is crazy. Like,
yeah.
Classic Doctor Doom was a wild time. Like, that was just wild.
Hell yeah, Scott. Let's go.
And it was pretty funny to read. By the way, comment down below if you want a Yancey Street Gang goon video. I would be more than happy to do that. Next, we have him. I think this is kind of an underrated moment. Basically, he was scheming on IG Thanos. He's like, yo, run the gauntlet, bitch. I need those gems. I could do a lot of nice things with those.
True.
This eventually pisses off Thanos. Thanos blasts him with the gauntlet. And Doom does get some of his suit burned off, but he gets up and he's like, yo, bitch, I'm still going to rob you eventually. I was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah,
the fact
crazy.
he just tanked the gauntlet and like got up and was pissed and was talking about still robbing the dude that just shot him with the gauntlet. That's pretty goony, and I think
I will not be denied those gems. Yeah, this is Mr. Goon. Just check him out. He's got some good videos. I like his shit.
Pretty slept on Dr. Doom Goon moment. Next, we have another disrespectful.
Oh,
Doom
I
moment.
love this shit, bro. This shit was so cool. I remember this.
He pulled up to a conference in which, you know, it's a bunch of... It's hard to call them villains because sometimes
Tiberius,
they're anti-heroes,
appreciate you,
but
brother.
there was villains there.
Says Josh is laying down the law. This isn't the den of justice or the den of gossip. This is the den of nerds. Let's get nerdy. Hell yeah, brother.
They're doing hood rat shit. Unavoidable.
Hellfire
but they don't
Club?
trust each other, right? So when he arrives, Emma Frost starts trying to read Big Dr. Doom's mind. And he looks over at her and he's like, yo, what are you doing? And she's like, what? And he's like, I know your jobber ass is not trying to mind hacks me. Like, there's no way you're dumb enough to think you possibly qualify to achieve such things. And she, like, it was so, he genuinely seemed offended. She thought that she scaled to him. Or that she, like, the audacity.
And I think he literally just does it from will alone.
Of that move by her. That, like, she didn't really know how to respond. Like, it was an intense situation because Doom's like, you have some nerve trying to step to me. And it was funny because, like, She is okay. Emma Frost is a jobber, but she is known for having like pretty big moments as a potential mega level mutant. So the fact that he just casually like told her to kick rocks was comedy. Next up, we have one of his craziest power moments, and that is his duel with Marquis of Death and him eventually finishing off Marquis of Death. If you don't know, Marquis of Death was one of the craziest characters we've seen in Marvel.
We got that big goon energy. Hell yeah.
Marvel Comics. I actually made a video on him, and I think I did him versus Chaos King. Marquis of Death was like a casually multiversal threat, and that's why a lot of people compare him to Chaos King. Doom finished him off, right? And then he talked to, I think it was Ben Grimm he was talking to. He was like, anyone that wants to beef with Big Doom wants to deal with death. And when you feel like dealing with that, pull up to Latveria, pussy. And he leaves. He was like, you want the ass whooping? Here's the Addy. Pull up. And, oh my God, it was such a bar. And it just shows how like immaculate Dr. Doom's trash talk is in crazy situations. Like he always
because I think Ben was basically like, yo, thanks for the help, and Doom's literally like, you are of no consequences. I bear as little animus to you as the brainless megalodon that tore me asunder. And he's like, dude, I do not give a fuck about you, Ben. And then Ben was like, you're hurting my feelings. And he's like, bitch, if our paths cross again, I will fucking kill you. If you want that, I'll be in Latveria. Peace.
Knows what to say, and it's comedy. Next, we have some of the shit he did as a god, right? Like, you couldn't tell him shit in his god days. He didn't need friends, you know. He was like Orlando Brown with it. He had God.
Yeah. Now I know why he ain't got no family. What? Get the fuck away from here, nigga. I got God!
And then you see what he does with this power. It's some of the messed up stuff he did.
Dude, like, this was really, really disrespectful, for sure.
An army of Thors. Thor, one of the most respected gods in Marvel Comics.
Yep.
And he made them basically mall cops. They were his mall cops. And then he took Ben Grimm, one of my favorite characters, but this is still funny because of how goony it is, turned him into a wall only Trump could conceive or dream of. And he turned Ben Grimm, one of his biggest ops, into a literal wall. Absolute disrespect to one of his easiest top goon moments. Next, we have the fact that like the Hood loves him. This seems to confuse everyone, which in itself makes it goony, is like how crazy Doom is.
Yeah, the Latvians love him, dude. The hell?
Beef he always starts with people, the messed up shit he does. Despite all this, his Hood loves him. They ride for Doom. They're like, no, Doom's the man. Like, yeah, sure, we're oppressed. Sure, this and that. But we know we don't take L's because we have the GOAT. So it's like that kind of energy. The fact that Doom's not completely hated by everyone. A lot of times it confuses the shit out of people because he's a horrible person.
Yeah.
But it makes his adventures comedy, and it makes his status as a ruler and like his place in the verse very interesting.
Yep.
Next, we have one of his funnier like old moments.
Oh, yeah.
In classic comics, where he explained how he always kept a spare weapon.
Another Doom.
A spare plan to save Earth if Dr. Doom is not enough to save it.
Then you get two
if
Dooms.
Dr. Doom can't save it, there's only one person that can. And who is that? Dr. Doom, bitch. He made a second Dr. Doom to be broken out of its container in case they needed an extra Dr. Doom to get the job done and save Earth. That's how confident he is in the drip. He's like, yo, the best possible thing if one Doom's not enough is two. So in case of an emergency, break out the other Doom and we'll get the W.
Let's go.
Godly moment. Next was when he won a debate with a god. What do I mean by this?
Yep.
This was so disrespectful. Pulls up on Wakanda.
Yep.
And hops in VC, hops in Discord with Bass the Panther God, and is like, yo, I'll debate you on if I'm the GOAT.
Yeah,
and
it's
if
Mr.
your
Goon,
country should
and I
surrender
think
power to
the
me,
video's
and like all
called
that mystic shit and all the
Dr. Doom being the biggest goon in comics for 25 minutes.
vibranium, all that. Like, I should get it all. And Bass is like, dude, no, like, you're crazy. Get out of here. He's about to hit him with the ban button. Doom wins the debate. Doom convinces Bast that he is the best chance for like...
Yeah, it's crazy. So Bast is like, what are you even doing here, Doom? And Dr. Doom's like, if you hear me out, I promise you, you're going to give me all of the vibranium, all of that power, and you're going to say, fuck the Wakandans, I'm all about Doom. And Bast was like, there's no goddamn way. And then Doom literally like puts his hand up to Bast's mouth and is like, shut your mouth. And then goes on to explain it. And by the end of it, Bast is like, okay, well, I guess fuck Wakanda then. It's all about Doom.
Earth to prosper, and therefore for Wakanda to prosper. Bast gives him power. Absurd. This led, of course, to controversial moment where Panther renders vibranium useless and all that. Because if y'all didn't know, in comics, vibranium like amps magic. But I wonder if they're gonna do that in MCU with Peter Parker when they showed that magic suit. But that's for another video. Anyways, getting back on topic, this was a crazy moment because literally, Bast is supposed to be on the same pantheon as like the Phoenix Horse, so it's pretty crazy. Next, we had a pretty funny exchange between him and Spider-Man, in which Spider-Man was like talking shit about how Doom had lost with ultimate power before, like a cosmic cube would give you, or an infinity gauntlet. And Doom was like, all right, bet. Next time I get some shit.
Josh, we got to talk. You got to drop the link and shout out whoever is making this video. Very entertaining. Yeah, it's Mr. Goon. That's the channel name. I like this guy a lot. His Dr. Doom videos are incredible.
Your ass is getting erased. He was like, yo, Spider-Man, you're annoying. You're getting erased expeditiously. And the fact he did that, and the fact he said that, and the fact I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan was super funny, so I had to throw it on the list. But it was a great exchange. Spider-Man does have good exchange with characters. Next was one of his wild or controversial statements he made. Was it racist?
Yep. This is the one where he was literally like, T'Challa, you shocked me. And then T'Challa's literally like, Yeah. T'Challa's like, are you about to say that because I was African, like you didn't think it? And Doom literally goes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, super crazy. I forget what run this is in and who wrote this. You know what's crazy? This could have even been Christopher Priest. I'm not 100% sure. I kind of want to look that up now. But yeah, that's basically
white
what
guy
happens.
type vibe comment, like trying to compliment, but it was kind of racist. But he doesn't stop there too. He keeps going again.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, you Wakandans must be mutants. Like, the only way y'all could be this athletic and smart is if you were a mutant. So you gotta have mutant DNA. No way an African could be like. I was like, oh my, dude, shut up. Dude, oh man, do we cancel Doom? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, that was a wild ass moment. He has a lot of statements like that. But that
like, dude, this motherfucker, touchy subject, Panther, perhaps too much time playing Tonto to Captain America. Bro, what the fuck? The disrespect. Oh my God. Holy shit.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This was a moment in the comic where I personally thought, I was like, oh my God, this is about to be the moment for Panther. Like, Panther's about to get the job done and finish him. That's not what happens. Doom tanks it. Absurd moment.
He tanks a gauntlet.
It was like a wild ass power flex, and the fact he was just tanking everything at that point, he was like, yeah, get off me, bitch, I survived. It was a crazy moment.
I wonder if he's gonna talk about the moment with young Kang, because there's a crazy... Oh, it's Dr. Goon, not Mr. Goon. My bad, guys.
Now, final moment for the video. If you haven't liked it at this point, please hit the like button. Love y'all so much, but let's talk about it because it's one of my favorites. Because he was talking to, I think it was Spider-Man. Spider-Man's always saying dumb shit.
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man goes, yo. He was debating somebody. He goes, yo, on this topic, my homie over there can speak to us. Yo, Vic, fill on, like, let him know the vibes. And Doom looks back at him and he goes, Spider-Man, I need you to understand that we keep a horrible torture chamber type place for people that use my government name and refer to me like that in the street, bitch. Don't ever call me Vic again. He's like, and it showed. He has a torture chamber specifically for people that call him by his real name. He don't like that shit. Don't do that shit. Call him by his street name, Doom, bitch. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this Goon video.
All right, let's see. There's another
450 likes.
Let's see here. Number 2. Let's go again. Let's go again. After this one, we'll probably call this stream though, because it'll be like we'll be at over 3 hours at that point.
All right, so the Doom Goon fans have forced my hand. You see, I think I set the goal for like 450 likes for a second Doom video of him being a goon, right? And you guys are almost at like 700 likes in just a couple days on the first one. So I was like, damn, I got to drop this. So I went ahead, went in the archives, and pulled out 20 funny ass moments, again, goon moments for Dr. Doom. Real quick, I am going to make a brief video explaining how to qualify for a goon series, like how a character does. But I've been asked a few times by people new to the series. They're like, hey, I love like the comedy of this, but I'm not sure what a goon is. I'm new to the channel. What's a goon? A goon can be many things depending on who you are, but to me, it's someone who has funny moments handling ops or handling just shit they got to deal with in these streets, in comics, anime, fiction, all that.
Thought we were going for 5 hours. I know. And look, if there wasn't a bunch of shit like to do, I have other stuff going on, so I gotta kind of get out of here and work on some other stuff. But trust me, we're basically gonna be gooning on Doom for like 2+ years. But yeah, sorry.
And depending on how you handle your opposition can make you a goon. And yes, by the way, to answer a random that asked me this, I do think Hulk's a goon. Smash the like button for a Hulk goon video. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and set the like goal for this one. So for a part 3 of Dr. Doom being a goon, you guys have to hit 800 likes. For another goon video, you only have to hit 450. Regardless, smash that like button. I hope you guys enjoy this. If you want to support the channel and all my content, check out all the ways you can in the video description, as well as join the public Discord. But without further ado, let's begin. So what's the first moment today on the countdown of goon moments for Dr. Doom? First one I want to talk about is how the homie handled the destroyer armor. So if you don't know what the destroyer armor is, right? That's the defensive armor of Asgard. That's what's set to defend the king and his throne. Doom ran up on the armor, fixed it, and took it as his. And when he was leaving after robbing it,
and they had this in one of those cartoons too.
I think it was Thor. It was either Thor or another Asgard.
Yeah.
Was like, yo, you've taken the destroyer armor and the Odin Force, or Asgardian power. And Doom goes, that's what you call it? Because I call it Doom's power, bitch. And just leave. He's so disrespectful. He's like, no, we're rebranding it. Your power is now the power of Doom. Stupid. Don't call it Asgardian power. Oh, man. Yeah, it was a total robbery. Next up, we have his high tier bodying jobber chairs. What I mean by that is Dr. Doom got pulled up on, right? There's multiple people there, of course, because when people come for Doom, very rarely are they brave enough to throw the ones. They got to jump the boy, right?
Yep.
So he's getting pulled up on, and Surfer's there. Surfer's jobbing. I forget why he does it, but he like sits down in a chair, and it specifically says it's an innocent looking chair. But Doom's like, ha, gotcha, bitch. And immediately starts siphoning the power of Surfer. Real quick, F in the chat for how many times that boy Doom has bodied and robbed Silver Surfer. It's getting ridiculous. Like, I remember when I saw the Fantastic Four and I saw like Surfer wilding out. This was when I was a kid. I was like, dang, it's kind of crazy Dr. Doom robbed him in the movie. But now that I'm reading the comics, makes sense. He robs that bitch all the time. But yeah, his chair he rigged to make it look normal and instantly started robbing Surfer of his power.
Yo, I will say, if they pull something off where female Silver Surfer gets her power siphoned off by our DJ Dr. Doom, I'm going to like it.
Next up is, personally to me, a slept-on moment because it was a perfect example of game recognizes game. And what I mean by that is a fellow high-tier goon, that is Loki, the god of mischief, acknowledged that Doom's one of the GOATs. So Loki had just folded someone, I believe it was Mr. Sinister, right? And he's talking his shit because that's what Loki does. And Doom comes up and Loki goes, look, don't get it twisted. Me beefing with you is not like beefing with Doom. You see, Doom's that guy. Doom is a sorcerer. Doom is a genius. He, low-key, could have figured my shit out. But you, Mr. Sinister, you're no Dr. Doom, bitch. There's only one Doom. You're not him. I don't respect your game. And I was like, damn, like, it was such a funny shout-out to Doom, because basically what Loki was saying was, like, he beasts with Mr. Sinister and those types with no fear because they're bound to shit like philosophy and stuff, whereas gods are beyond that. But beefing with Doom will go beyond that too, bitch. Anything to get the W. So Loki's like, nah, Doom's one of the GOATs when it comes to trolling. Yep. I don't even want to consider what would happen if I had taken it here with him in this situation. Yep. So that was a pretty dope goon moment for Dr. Doom. Next, we have another classic Doom robbing someone moment. This comes in the form of a rogue watcher. So, if you don't know what watchers are, they're cosmic beings. Obviously, they're really popular right now in the MCU, but they observe reality. And one of these was a rogue watcher. Made the drastic mistake of coming near Doom's hood. Doom shoots him down and robs his power and goes, look, bro, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know who you are. I don't even know if you have drip. What I do know is you got too close to the edge, bitch, and Dr. Doom was on the other side. And he pulled him down, yanked his shit, and ran off on the plug. Classic Doom robbing moments. If you guys haven't noticed already, I'm a big fan of Doom robbing people, because it's so funny to me.
Give me just a couple minutes, guys. I'll be right back, and we'll continue the gooning, okay? Be right back. Ah! Oh, you know what else? You know what else I wanted to show you guys? Let me show you this real quick. Dude, I found, and I have one of these for the giveaways on Friday. This figure is fucking awesome, dude. I finally found the Red Hulk Marvel Legends. Incredible. Look at this Juggernaut, though, bro. I got a 2-pack Colossus and Juggernaut. I just got one of those for me. But got one of these. Got one of these. I also got a 2-pack that's Wolverine and Spider-Man with their Fantastic Four blue. We'll do that on the giveaways on Friday, too.
He's already strong. But he's like, nah, bitch, give me your shit, too.
Do it in the nerd store? No, because that's basically just Kendall's store.
So like consistent in his character, especially back in the classic days.
I have one hot toy, and it's Anakin Skywalker.
Next, we have just a funny moment of Doom showcasing that he's actually a beast in hand-to-hand combat.
Yep.
So he was going against Hulk, right? Hulk's no slouch. I know I joked Hulk, but if you're brawling with Hulk, you know you're doing something right. And Doom's in the pocket, not worried at all, like catching punches from Hulk, even rocking him, and like landed his own either haymaker or elbow. And he's like, "Look, bitch," and he's like explaining to Hulk why his dad used to beat Hulk's ass. And while it wasn't the most disrespectful thing I've seen Doom say, and the way he was saying it was like more facts than disrespect, because he was just breaking down why Hulk used to get beat as a kid. Like he was saying his daddy wasn't shit basically, and just took it out on Hulk. Like it was wild to say like while fighting somebody. I'm like, God damn, dude, like you're a dick. Like he's punching him, and while punching him, just like imagine someone beating you up and explaining to you why your dad used to beat you as a kid. That I don't know. That's just something about that.
Yeah.
Is
No,
just
I mean
like,
it's fucked up because he was abused. Bruce was abused. And so Doom's literally like, I'm gonna beat you like your fucking dad did. Oh my god.
Mad disrespectful to me. Next,
we have Colossus just went up for pre-order for Deadpool movies. Oh, that's cool.
In this situation actually pops up a couple times on this list, but first time we're gonna talk about how Hulk, he was fighting this Hulk bot, right? And this Hulk bot had the power cosmic. And if you have the power cosmic, you're a problem. Unless you're a surfer, because he just jobs. But with this power cosmic, this Hulk is throwing hands with Doom. Not only was Doom okay in the clutch, Doom's sitting there taking these hits and goes, yo, hit me again. You're not really doing shit. You could do better than that. I could take more. What you doing, bitch? And it was fine and just like, nah, I could take more of that. I ain't worried about you. Oh, man, like, Doom really is
do better than
his
that.
physical
Like, that's
capabilities,
crazy.
because he's brawled with a lot. I mean, when you're beefing with everybody, obviously you're going to get in a lot of brawls, and he's been in plenty of those. Next up, we have that just a funny ass goon durability feat for Doom. He was brawling with someone, I think it was Captain Britain. And if you don't know, Captain Britain has like the power of Excalibur. So he does have some wild ass power moments. And while Captain Britain
thanks, Charlie,
is beefing with Doom and runs up on him, he's like, yo, I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to wall up your shields, all this goofy shit. And Doom's like, all right. And he hits Doom as hard as he can. And Doom's getting punched through limbo. Doom, while getting punched through limbo, goes, yo, not gonna lie to you, Chief, I almost felt that punch. Like, I was like, damn, bro, the disrespect is real. Yeah, Captain Britain, who's had plenty of flex moments, especially in limbo, punches Doom through limbo and still couldn't get any credit for having a solid right hand. You hate to see it, but that's how it went down. And Doom, unless you're stepping properly, Doom ain't giving you credit for shit in terms of being a fighter.
True.
Next, we have that time Doom got into it with Magneto.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the reason this in particular is hilarious because of what it entails, right? So if you don't know, Doom's suit is mostly armor, mostly metal, obviously. Magneto's power, destroy all metals, tear apart metal. I mean, he's even ripped out adamantium from Wolverine's skeleton before. Wild mutant hacks, right? So you would think, oh, shit, Magneto is a hard counter to Doom. That's what Magneto thought as well. So he pulls up on Doom and they beef, and he blasts his power at Doom. And he's like, yep, I'm going to just rip your shit apart, crush you in your suit. Fuck you, Doom. Time for you to take the L. Doom goes, ha, Goofy, have you seen who I've beefed with? And literally, suit instantly negates Magneto's power, and he blasts him. He's like, stupid bitch, you don't pull up on me, and starts beating up Magneto. That's right. Literally, his metal suit, he created an instant field to stop Magneto's power from even affecting his suit, and proceeded to give hands. It was such a disrespectful neg of a power that should obviously fold him. That's just like obviously iconic to the way Doom moves in these streets. You're not going to catch him slipping, especially with obvious shit. Next, we have to give another L to a mutant. This is in the form of one of the biggest L's out of the mutants in terms of being a jobber, Nightcrawler. You see, Nightcrawler has another mutant ability that could potentially be very harmful to Doom, and that is he can teleport. And when he teleports, he could do stuff like teleport next to Doom, grab his helmet, and teleport away and behead him by using the portal, like behead him and transfer his head.
Yeah.
He can technically do shit like that, right? So he is, in theory, with his power, a threat to someone like Doom, and who is always getting jumped. And of course he was getting jumped here. So if he's getting jumped, someone that could do stuff like Nightcrawler could be a threat, right? Of course, Doom's not taking an L to this jobber. So when Nightcrawler tries to jump him, Nightcrawler starts screaming and it's like, oh my God, like I'm burning alive. I feel like I'm getting torn apart. Doom turns around and looks at him because he's brawling with other people and he says, good. That means the shield's working, bitch. And like just like folds Nightcrawler passively with the shield he installed just to disrespect Nightcrawler in case he thought he was sweet enough to pull up on Doom.
Yep.
Next, we have the time Doom pulled up on Voodoo and almost robbed him. So, if you don't know who Dr. Voodoo is, he's one of the strongest sorcerers in all of Marvel Comics, has literally been Sorcerer Supreme before.
Yeah, he's very
Personally,
powerful.
one of my favorite magic users in comics in general.
Awesome.
I think he's super dope, right? All powerful, like super powerful character, deserves mad respect. With that being said, Doom doesn't give a shit what you've done in these streets, son. Pulls up on Voodoo when Voodoo's in the hospital, right? And Voodoo's like mad hurt when Doom pulls up and does this shit. And Doom's like, yo, my boy, I'm here for that Eye of Agamotto on your neck. Run the chain, pussy. And he's about to finish him. Voodoo like has to summon a spirit named Daniel. And Daniel's like, oh God, I got to brawl with this man. I don't know if I can take it, but I'll do my best. And it was just a shitty situation. Just any time Doom pulls up to rob someone, it's hilarious to me. I don't know. Just the way he goes about it is so disrespectful. And nothing was different in this scenario. Even a high tier like Dr. Voodoo can be liable to getting robbed by Dr. Doom. Now let's discuss the time the boys set up a heist on Nightmare himself. If you don't know who Nightmare is, one of the Hell Lords. Literally a nightmare. Not even a real thing. He's abstract, right? Still can get his bitch ass.
So who can kill Doom? Well, there'd have to be somebody with like super outer-versal powers or something specific to being able to shut him down. So, like in Secret Wars, he loses because he admits that Reed could have done a better job, and the Molecule Man basically just takes all of the power from Doom and puts it into Molecule Man. Yeah, so something with like crazy outer versal power, or Doom can kind of like defeat himself, you know, with like hubris and stuff like that. So,
Rob, the way this was pulled off is Dr. Doom had Nightmare turned into actual.
Yeah, Thanos. I would say Thanos with the gauntlet for sure could probably take out Doom, but he has trouble with him even in Infinity Gauntlet. Regular Thanos, I mean, it's hard to say, right? Like, if they just literally went toe to toe, I think Doom takes it, just being real. Now, Doom loses to the Avengers or like the Fantastic Four, but that's what I mean is like, that's kind of like outer-versal, like meaning the heroes kind of have to win. So in a sense, Doom is used in this weird way where like he kind of has to lose or back down.
Duality itself, like had his matter converted. And Doom, when facing off with him, was like, yo, bitch, we had you converted, dog. You're real now. And he was like, if you're real, then you can really get robbed. Bars. And then literally starts siphoning and absorbing Nightmare. So, like, dude, Hell Lords need to stop messing with Doom because it's not going well for them. And my Doom is a Goon series. Go check out the first video. If you've already seen it, you know. Anyways, let's move on to the time that Doom had to remind the people that there's only one person that could get the drop on Doom consistently, right? And he showed this when he was almost time displaced by a fake Doom. And Doom goes, stupid bitch, I have defenses in place. to keep bums like you from time displacing the GOAT. And he says, the only one that can get the drop on me is myself, Goofy, and beats him up. Yeah, I mean, he's right. Typically, people don't get the drop on him. Usually when he loses, it's because he messes up. But it was just a funny moment. He's like, yeah, you can't BFR me, stupid. I got defenses for that. He has defenses for almost everything. It's ridiculous. Next up, referring back to a moment we had before, this was like kind of post the moment he was fighting the Power Cosmic Hulk. Scar pulled up to help, and when he did, Doom was like, bro, you could be actually like a really good fucking fighter. Like, you're really powerful, but you kind of suck. You're low IQ, all that shit. Drains him of his power, and it's like, that wasn't even the real Hulk, Goofy. I don't know why you did all that shit you just did. And like, without context,
yeah, because remember, Scar has like some of the Power Cosmic himself.
It's like he murdered Scar when Scar got turned into a child. Like, he has, you just see him standing over him. He's like, close your eyes, bitch. And Doom, and it looks bad too with Doom's history, because if you know, of course, from part 1, Doom has bodied children before when he had to. So yeah, robbing Scar in that moment after just like tanking shit from Power Cosmic Hulkbot was pretty funny. Next, this actually made it on the list just because, like, in theory, it's hilarious to me. So Doom was beefing with Thor because everybody beefs with Big Doom. They don't let the boy live. And when Thor pulled up on him, they're going back and forth. And then Doom gets the drop on him. Thor's like, oh shit, what's going on? And Doom's like, yo, get tased, bitch. And had like a special taser he made. And I just want you guys to like think about that in like abstract, right? The God of Thunder got tased. The dude who slings around like high tier metaphysical type damaging lightning that's hurt characters like Null got dropped by a taser from Doom. How goonish is Doom for that? Let me know in the comment section down below how goony it is to tase a God of Thunder, lightning, and all that. But yeah, he really did that shit and ran off. It was funny. Next, we have the time Doom was gonna get jumped and use time displacement to handle that shit. So what happened was, I already told you, Doom's real accustomed to time. He doesn't want to get BFR'd, but he will BFR himself, because that's the only person that can fuck up Doom is Doom, right? Facts. So Doom is fighting the Fantastic Four. They get the drop on him because they got Ben Grimm on the team and he's the GOAT. And they're about to rock his shit. And Torch was lighting him up and then goes, wait, Doom's not there. And Doom, he turns and Doom's like on the other side. And he's like, yeah, bitch, gotcha. Time displaced myself by 2 seconds so you can't catch me, pussy. And run. It just runs away. He's like, just having a bomb to time displace yourself instead of using a shield is so extra to me.
Yeah, it is.
And it just encapsulates being a goon.
It's so
when you're Dr. Doom. Next, we have Doom breaking down like his studies, right? As you know, Doom is a sorcerer, but he's unlike Strange. Doom loves the hood rat magic, the gangster magic you can use, the dark magic, all that shit, right? And Doom, in order to become the best at this, including the dark arts, went around to get some training. Cool. Not only did he go around to get training, this man traveled all the time at space to get training. This man went around eternity itself looking for dark wizards to teach him how to better beat up his ops.
Yeah.
How gangster is that? Literally taking a trip through eternity to take lessons on how to fade your ops. Doom,
maybe that's where this RDJ variant's been. He's just been going through eternity.
Doom did that shit. I encourage y'all to do so as well if you have those methods. If you do have those methods, hit me up because that's crazy. But anyways, moving on, we have the 17th moment. One of the funniest. I actually leaked one of this scan on my community post. And this was the time he did Morgana Le Fay dirty. One of the most...
Yo, he used to treat Morgan Le Fay as a booty call. He would go through the time stream and like bang her in the one time, but he would never tell her what the future was.
Famous sorcerers in Marvel. Le Fay was captured, and all you see is Doom staring at her. Something's going on. She's like, yo, I feel this power, like this magic moving around me. What the hell is going on? She like starts screaming, and I think it was Iron Patriot with him or whatever, Osborn, and he was like, oh god, Doom, what are you doing? Doom, what are you doing? And you just see Doom staring at her, as she gets displaced. And what he did was he basically he got sick of her shit and like BFR'd her to the dawn of man.
Yep.
That's how Doom will do you if you piss him off. And it's hilarious just looking at the scan, how it breaks down. Doom does not care, bro. He's like, yo, let's get this bitch out of here. Next up, we have another classic Dr. Voodoo, Dr. Doom exchange. Dr. Voodoo got hit with the penance stare, if you don't know what that is. It's an attribute typically associated with the Ghost Rider.
True.
Super powerful ability that can even stop like Skyfather tier threats. Basically turns like all evil and shit in your heart against you, all that stuff. Voodoo got hit with it and was like basically crippled. Doom's like, relax, bitch. You're with Doom. You're safe. And undoes the spell. And as he's walking by Voodoo, who's like recovering from getting hit by that, Doom's like, bro, imagine getting folded by something as simple as a penance stare. Like, imagine being a bitch. And just like, was just talking shit to him for him having to be rescued from the penance stare. And it's pretty funny. And it was also wild that Doom just casually
that is crazy.
Overpowered it.
Yeah.
Next, we have, this time, Doom was shown going to extreme lengths to troll the Fantastic Four. And when I say extreme, I caught this boy hanging out with demons from beyond numbers and forms, as stated himself, just to gain the ability to like drain them of their abilities on sight when he ran up on them and to troll them after. He's like, yeah, bro, I hang out with demons like beyond form and all that shit just so I control you guys. How mad are you? And they were confused. They were like, dude, why? Like, half the time, that's all you can ask yourself when Doom's doing, like, gangster shit is like, bro, is there even a point to doing this, or are you just being a jackass? Usually he's just being a jackass. But
Ooh, Cooper, I like that, man. Tony's parents were killed by Bucky when he was a baby, so he was taken to be raised in Latveria by the witch and was renamed Victor Von Doom. Would you approve? Yeah, I'd be down with something like that.
That's why it makes him one of the GOATs. Smash the like button for Doom being a GOAT. Next, we have the final moment of the video, another godly one, in which Doom, as only Doom could be, was a better Wakandan than anyone in the history of Wakanda.
Yeah, he actually unlocks a secret about vibranium that the Wakandans never knew about.
And what I mean by that is their vibranium has the ability to boost magic to a godly level.
Yeah.
No one in the history of Wakanda, for how smart they are, including T'Challa and all his sister and all his siblings, all his ancestors, everything, none of them could figure out what Doom figured out as a recooler of Wakandan tech and vibranium in like moments. He was like, yo, Doom figured that shit out already. He's probably going to take over. We got to get rid of vibranium.
Yeah.
Like, dude, imagine bragging about how you're one of the smartest in the verse and all this shit, claiming all this shit, talking shit to Doom about how your people star, like we're tracking stars while Doom's people were dumb, which was valid. His people were dumb.
Yeah, that's true.
But you do all that and Doom is better with your shit on your turf in moments. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just goes to show.
And then one time too, I think it was a variant of Iron Lad was trying to go through time to time displace Doom, or like to eliminate him from the timeline. And Doom literally stops him with just will alone. It's crazy. Yeah, he's real strong, guys. He's a real strong boy. Ah, shit. Yeah, what do you guys think? I had a whole lunch sitting down at a restaurant, and we're still alive. This is crazy. What restaurant? Did you get me something? What the hell? I'm here at Nerd
how
Vengers Tower
wild
just
the boy Doom is.
talking about Doom, and you guys are out there going to restaurants and chat. What about me? See, chat, you don't understand all that I sacrifice for you guys. Oh, thanks, babe. Yeah, you guys don't understand. You know, we're over here holding it down, getting you educated. Yeah. I see y'all, chat. I'm going to go watch Deadpool in 3D again. Hell yeah, bro. Enjoy that shit. Any other questions, comments, concerns, guys? I'm gonna chill for like 5-10 and then I'm gonna get out of here. What's on your mind, chat? What's on your mind? What are you thinking about? Will you at least pop one eye out for us? Wait, what? Pop an eye out for us? What the hell? You sacrificed nothing. Hey, what? Do you know how much I've sacrificed? Exactly. Until my eyes fall out. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. All right. How do you feel about Superman rapping? I mean, that's cool. Seems like it was a good shoot. Hopefully it's real good. Yeah. I see what you're saying now. Title says you're watching till your eyes fell out. I'm here for the eye falling out. Yeah, my bad. Hey, my bad. Just picked up a Whopper and some kids' meals for the kiddos. Oh, that's great, man. First day of kindergarten. Nice. Hopefully it's a good day. Still have both eyes. Maybe it's CGI, though. Maybe my eyes fell out a while ago. Yeah. Yeah, man. Really excited to see what they do with Doom. Hope they don't fuck it up. Dude, same. I'm with you. I'm with you on that, bro. Did RDJ really lose out to Julian Yes, that is true. 3 hours isn't 5. I know, guys, but I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. Trust me. We're streaming tomorrow morning. We can watch some more. Chill a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Somebody tag me in something? Somebody's tagging me with something? What you guys tagging me about? I don't understand. Been eyeing Doom for a while. Hell yeah. Whatever happened to Ironheart? I don't know. Perhaps Tony is the son of Dooms and got adopted by the Starks. Maybe Dooms died when he got baby, and Dr. Doom comes from a universe where parents didn't die. Yeah, it could be something like that. We got to see what they do. 11 a.m. tomorrow? Yeah, man. We'll be live at 11 a.m. tomorrow. It's going to be fun. How do you think they'll portray Doom's relationship with Reed? Secret Wars is all about them at the end of the day. Yeah, so I don't know. According to Alex, there is no Dr. Doom in the Fantastic Four universe. That's weird. So maybe they're not going to do Reed and Doom. Maybe they'll do Doom and Tony. You know what I mean? I'm not 100% sure. But it doesn't seem like they're going to do that. Now, do I want that relationship? Absolutely. I love that between Reed and Doom. But again, it's Marvel Studios, right? So they changed Thanos, they changed Ultron. They change all their villains, you know? So it's going to be different. Rivals stream soon? I would love to, brother, but it's just, again, I have a lot going on. And, you know, if you think about it, I mean, look, you guys are just going to say whatever, just be here anyway. But I haven't really had a break in a while. You know what I mean? Like, leading up to San Diego, Deadpool in San Diego, and then I was traveling all day Sunday. Even yesterday, I was working on stuff. I mean, I haven't really had a break. So I've just been kind of going steady for a while. So tonight, I just need a little time to work on some other videos and some comic book stuff. So that's why we're not doing stream today. I'm also trying to get stuff ready for Unity. I want to do a big stream that'll probably be next week for the collectors and get you guys some updates on Unity. So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on, you know. And look, I'm happy to be here. Yeah, exactly. Don't burn out. So that's what I mean. Is like I knew today I wanted to do this stream. I already worked and edited on a video. It's gonna drop later. Super cool video. You guys are gonna love it. Has to do with like Hydra Cap, maybe some other villainous Avengers joining in. Really crazy. You're gonna like it. But yeah, I need tonight to be able to work on some stuff. I need tomorrow to be able to work on some stuff. And so yeah, we're gonna stream tomorrow. We're gonna stream on Friday. When are you doing a hot D breakdown? I'll do it right now. Ready? It was real good. It was real good. I'm excited to see Hugh Hammer, man. I think Hugh Hammer is going to be a problem with that big old dragon. Hell yeah. That would be so cool if we see Willem Dafoe as Iron Patriot. Something like that would be sweet for sure. That's not a breakdown? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, are you going to Hot D season finale Monday? Yeah, we'll go over Hot D finale and the season on Monday. I will. Guys, it's just Marvel's been dominating the news cycle. Have I heard anything about the Hot D finale? No. I mean, I know it leaked, but I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait for Sunday. I know that it leaked, though. You know what I mean? I saw that, so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm excited, though. I mean, look, I know there's conflicting feelings about RDJ and Dr. Doom. I totally get it. But, like, dude, we've now shifted the conversation into talking about that other than, like, all the other bullshit we were talking about. Like, trust me, this is a better scenario. I know it's weird. I know not everybody's going to be totally down. That's okay. But I promise you, this, what is happening right now is better. This is a better conversation. This is better engagement. This is more fun to theorize. This is so much better than what we had before. I'm telling you. Max always gets their shit leaked. It does kind of seem that way, yeah. It leaked, like the video. Yeah, the whole episode leaked somewhere, yeah. Yeah. Thoughts on Doc Strange 3 could be in between Avengers 5 and 6. It could be before Avengers 5, bro. We'll see. We shall see. But no, it's probably between them. You're probably right. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they cook up. And I think they're going to have a lot of projects in the next 3 to 4 years. Yeah. There's a book out there that gives you all the leaks. That's true, actually. Good point. No Star Wars news? Nope. Nope. Hell no. Star Wars needs to take like a 5-10 year break. You know, and maybe they will after Skeleton Crew bombs and their movies are terrible and nobody goes to see them. Take like a 10-year break. Come back, whole new thing, you know. It's very divisive, even IRL people with I've talked to. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the same thing, 100%. I have some more casual friends that are like, oh, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? Totally. You think the Avengers dates move at all? They could, but they're only going to move within the year. Meaning they could move from May to like, you know, November. But I think it's still 2026, 2027. What's a Star Wars? Exactly. Let's watch the video Lucasfilm put out about costumes and Acolyte. No, I'm good. The Skeleton Crew pics look horrible and boring. Yeah. Yeah, they do, and I haven't even seen them. But I know that's true, yeah. I mean, they don't know what they're doing over there, brother. They have no vision, no leadership. I'm surprised you're streaming this long, Josh. Dude, I love doing my streams with my community, bruh. I love doing these streams, baby. Nice 3-hour chunk today, though, you know. Will Doom cameo or be mentioned in Doctor Strange? I would think so, yeah. I would think so. Is it true Kevin Feige said that not all characters are going to be in Avengers 5 and 6? He did say that, yeah. Yep. He did say that. Yes. Yes. Yeah, a little bit, Dr. D, for sure. Love the 3-hour streams. Well, I'm glad, man. I'm glad you guys are having fun. I'm having a blast. Like, I'm excited. A lot of stuff to be talking about and, going over in the community. So I'm super excited, dude. 10-ish more days till we get some Daredevil Born Again goodies. I think it might be Friday, right? Oh, I guess that is like 10 days. Yeah. It might be Friday. Doom stuff was badass today. Hell yeah. It's good to get you guys acquainted a little bit. Where does Gaia fit in? Don't you dare fucking say that. That's the first thing we need to do is Dr. Doom have a super cut of removing all the dumb shit. Like Gaia, Ralph Boner, She-Hulk. Yeah, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm excited. And like I said, Friday, man, we're going to do a ton of giveaways. Oh, Friday's going to be fun. When are you going to deck out your Nerd Vengers room? What are you talking about? Like this room? This is decked. We're decked to the gills. Yes. All right, everybody. Hey, I really appreciate it, man. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I'm glad you had fun. Video later today. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning. Hell yeah. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh, yeah. Another happy landing. Hell yeah, baby. They said we were done, man. Yeah, they said Marvel was cooked. Comic book movies in general, not the thing anymore. Get ready for the video game era, or whatever the fuck. They were wrong. We are just getting started. And remember, the normies look to us, not just nerds, but nerd vengers, to guide them through. remember, open up your third eye and wash out your stinky butt.